Hello, what's up? What it do, soul fam? Thank you so much for stumbling onto this pick a card. It is something new and refreshing, I would think, for my channel. I have done certain what are they thinking about you types of readings in the past, and y'all seem to have really enjoyed that one. This one is a little bit different because we're actually going to dive into a specific person or two that's on your mind. So before I tell you what is to be expected in this pick a pile, hi, what's up, how it do? My name is Kat Nicoletta Monroe. For those of y'all who may not know, I'm a natural psychic medium. I'm also board certified in hypnotherapy and neurolinguistic programming, amongst other types of therapeutic forms. So if you would ever be interested in booking either a psychic reading with me or diving down my rabbit hole that is called intuitive therapy, reach out to me at KnmWitchery.com. It is the only place you could ever book with me. Okay. I also have Patreon available for anyone who would be interested in diving in more of the collective shifts and reasoning, practical spiritual next steps to help you feel aligned and more like yourself as we go through this crazy thing we call the human experience. That is absolutely available to y'all at patreon.com/KnmWitchery. I am also hosting some meditations that are absolutely for free. I was expecting to only do them for 2 days, but now I have decided to extend them to November as well as December 2024. So down below, you'll be able to sign up, book your spot. Anyone who shows up, anyone who signs up gets a free recording of the meditation that I had created in and around stabilizing, that's a word, stabilizing protective love on earth. We are going through so much as a collective, and this is me keeping it incredibly light. And as my small act of kindness, I want to help y'all be able to raise the vibration and the belief and peace on earth, however it is that that looks like for you. What's beautiful about it is you can do whatever it is that you wish to do with your light. And I invite you. So I hope you accept the invitation. I would love to meet you as well if I haven't had the opportunity. And you guys are going to be able to get a deeper insight into how it is that I work as far as the intuitive therapeutic route goes. So yeah, I'm excited to hear about it. And if you've already showed up to one of them, please drop a comment down below of your experiences. Okay, share with the soul fam. That's enough dilly-dallying for me, y'all. This was a very long introduction, but a necessary one nonetheless. Let's dive into what it is that you can expect in this reading here today. This is all about your ex, okay? Now, this could be an ex, wife, husband, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, even a best friend too, okay? Someone that you have once loved and truly cared about, and for whatever reason, have drifted apart. If you're here going, I don't care about my ex, I don't care what's going on, why are you here? Why did you click this video? What is the reason? We're going to take a very more mature look into what it is that you got to know about this connection, about them. We're going to dive into specifics, okay? Behind these piles are how you view your ex, okay? Because I first want to establish that these are, in fact, your readings. So we're going to identify them for you to know that this is your pile, okay? So this is more so your perspective about them. So when you think about your ex, okay, which pile is being drawn to you? When you think about your ex-best friend, what pile are you drawn to, okay? I'm going to make sure that both are highly considered, and if for whatever reason one of the piles are not exactly matching one either person, just make the quick switch, okay? You picked a pile for a damn reason though. Next, we're going to dive into everything that you need to know about them, okay? Whether it's going to be about their life, their thoughts, anything about the connection. I leave that part completely open to spirit, okay? So be open to receive and take only ever what resonates, y'all. Remember, this is a YouTube reading after all. Next, and this is going to be a long one, friends, we're going to tap into how they feel about you at this point of the reading, okay? So we're going to do a past to present type of a connection here, okay? So you can have a deeper understanding. And lastly, we're going to dive into what their higher self would say to you right now, okay? So we're going to clear out their ego, which we're likely going to get a taste of for the rest of that reading, right? And we're going to dive into what their soul and heart wants you to know, okay? This is never to persuade y'all to believe or fall into limerence of a connection that is completely meant to be. You know in your heart if something is true, if something is completed or not. If you're here just for curiosity's sake, just know that that's okay. And if you are here for a hopeful romantic sake, that's okay too, all right? At the end of the day, you know what's in your heart. And at KnmWitchery, we mean the best. So without further ado, if you haven't already, select a pile right now that you believe is going to offer you the advice and resonance that you require right now, the information, the clarity, the justice I'm hearing about this particular experience. Go ahead and choose your piles now. You may not be able to get your eyes off of a pile. Perhaps you're hearing a number or two in your head over and over. Perhaps you just know you have this gut feeling that behind this particular pile lie the answers that you seek today. However it is that your intuition talks to you, trust in that. Scroll down to the chapters below, pick your pile, and I'll see y'all on the other side. Hello, hello, beautiful pile number ones. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. Buckle in, okay? I have no idea how long it's going to take. Pile one typically sets the precedence, okay, for the remainder of the piles. So let's grab ourselves that coffee, tea, whatever it is that you are sipping on. Sit back and relax, okay? We're first going to identify them for you. I've done my best to not see the piles or the cards behind the piles, okay? Just because I want to go on this intuitive adventure at the same time with y'all. So I have no idea what to expect for you or any of the piles, but what we can know for sure is within the first X amount of time before we move on to what you need to know about them, this is how it is that you identify this X, okay? Remember, it could be an ex, wife, husband, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, or best friend too. So whoever it is that brought you to this reading today, trust that you've got some clarity on its way. Let's describe this person to you, okay? Damn. Oh, wow. What? We have karmic path out here. I just heard lesson. So we're also going to dive into what the lesson is for y'all. That's beautiful, actually, what just came out. We have gazelle and we have earthworm. Okay. Differences. Now, as I describe these two energies here between the earthworm and the gazelle, you may find yourself or you may find this X. There might be some mirroring here too, especially with y'all. For one, I definitely feel that this is a soulmate connection, okay? And yes, soulmates can come in all different forms, not just romantic. This could very well have been someone that had brought a form of balance into your life, okay? You felt empowered. Now, because I'm seeing a Leo here, you might be a Leo or they might be a Leo. This is also giving me some Libra energy. So Leos, Libras up in here, okay? I just heard Cancer too. So let me know if those signs resonate with y'all, okay? But don't sit on it and if it doesn't. It could also be those time frames, by the way, of the zodiac. That might be of importance here for some of y'all else tuning in. I'm gonna sip my coffee. I'm actually gonna bring it closer here, so. Okay. Now, karmic path. I know this has got some of y'all's attention like crazy. Like, what do you mean? Okay. Saturn energy teaches us patience amongst gratitude in unpleasant circumstances. Okay. Soulmates come to our lives to help uplift us. This is why I'm not feeling that this is incredibly karmic, in the sense that it's going to bestow some sort of like chaos and pain in your life with this type of connection, okay? But what it had done is teach you a lesson and likely come in and out as it was required, okay? Like if you were best friends, I wouldn't be surprised if one or both of you just like cut things off, like out of nowhere, you know? And I know sometimes it may feel like that is like the most hurtful thing that could happen, especially if you're the one that's receiving the breakup, I guess, right? But I will tell you this, okay? I'm sensing a lot of respect between you both, okay? I think this is someone that you might actually think about quite often. You might miss them too occasionally, and yet you're aware. I think you're both aware here because there's a very interesting mirroring here. But speaking about you here, Pile 1, you're aware that this connection is over now for a reason, okay? That reason will differ for every person tuning in. But let me describe because these are two individuals here, okay? Take whichever one resonates with you. So person A with this gazelle, this is someone that actually really likes to be free, okay? Literally, it's like you just want like a big field, an open space, and never feel as though you are constrained by rules or society's ways of being. This is someone that just wants to be free, whatever free means to them, okay? They could be incredibly creative too. It's interesting because with the color of the sun, if you will, behind it, it's kind of giving me like late evening vibes. So although gazelles definitely are out more during the day, there's something about this one being more of like a night owl, if you will. It's very interesting. Doesn't have to be the case though, but there's something about like time of day where this person is a lot more productive than others, more free, or maybe they come alive in the nighttime, right? During the day, they do everything that it is that they gotta do, okay, status quo type shit, and then there's something different. There's something magical about them. I'm also getting really called to these horns here, right? The higher the horn, the closer to God. So in many ways, this person gets a lot of intuitive insights through this perceived freedom that they're always running towards, you know? This person, on the other hand, has a different type of freedom, if you will. The earthworm is very crucial to our entire world. Like, I mean, they're called the earthworm for a reason. There's someone here that perhaps maybe as one is more, let's say, extroverted and works in the day, right? Even though they come alive at night, there's definitely that duality about this gazelle. This person here prefers to be kind of, I just heard like the underdog, but more so like the helper, the empath, the one that motivates and pushes you up, the one that's not necessarily in the spotlight, but like creates a difference that you don't even think about until you have an awareness about it, right? Like how many times do you go about your day thinking about worms? Like unless you're like a fisherman, or you do some planting on a regular basis, you're like, you know, unless you see one, you're like, hey, it's a worm, you know, or whatever your reaction is. But point is, you're not sitting there thinking about what it is that they do to our ecosystem, you know. This is also someone that's very self-sacrificing, I want to say, too. I just heard early bird gets the worm. So it's almost like they self-sacrifice themselves to like feed others and to keep this world running, even if it means that they give themselves too much. Their energy runs dry. They don't really quite see themselves. There is a little bit of like a sad vibe here, even though that like there's an intensity about this person too. Maybe they're not even aware of the power and the difference that they make in our lives. Okay, now again, there is some mirroring here. So I want to say that I might have very well described you, pile number one, in both of these people, because this person, as your soulmate, reflected, I want to say, like the best in you. Okay, they wanted to bring out the best in you, the authentic side of you, right? Soulmates come into our lives to bring us up. Where they become karmic and where things turn from really good to like pretty bad, like you're constantly fighting, or there's resentment that's being built up, or hate or revenge, and any of these like very low vibration forms of connection, is when either one of the soulmates, best case scenario both, refuse to end the alignment where it was karmically required to end. So when we hang on to something, someone that has played its part in this beautiful experience, that's where we stack up so much more karma. And again, all of the things that I've already mentioned before, where we get angry, we get resentful, etc. So there's this connection here that I want to say that was abruptly ended, and yet it was for the betterment of everybody involved. I want to say, like, there's such interesting duality here. There's also so much beautiful mirroring. We have karmic path with the number 8, as well as power here with the number 8. And if I'm not mistaken, this is the strength card, okay? We have balance here. We have 11 equaling up to 2. We have spiritual union also equaling up to 2. We have as above, so below over here. We are offering each other a balance here. So this person, I want to say, pile number one, you guys are very maturely looking at the situation, or you could be kind of in your earthworm, like missing this person, just feeling really bad about this person. You could also be kind of self-pitying here a little bit, and I hope that that's not your energy that I'm picking up. I hope it's not anybody's energy that I'm picking up and it's just a passing comment. Nevertheless, never shame yourself for something for not ending, or maybe not playing your part in something, right? Like trying to make something your fault because you weren't able to help somebody, or you weren't able to be the one to push them towards their magnificence. And I'm also sensing here that this is a type of person, either yourself or them onto you. It may feel as though like there's like this giving up nature, but I also want to be very specific and say that it's the absolute opposite. Sometimes we let go because we love. Sometimes we realize that maybe we're not actually the right people for each other at this moment and at this junction, and who knows what the future may bring, okay? But when something doesn't work, it's so much better to exit with love and wish each other well and happiness than it ever does to cling and try to force something to work that one or both parties know would optimally end in some form of destruction or chaos, etc. And that's where Daddy Saturn comes on in to be like, you see, there's some gratitude in difficult situations. And you can still work towards taking the lessons that this really beautiful soulmate connection had brought you in one point or another, regardless of who this ex was to you, platonic or romantic. Take the lessons and move forward with them, okay? Because I think in gratitude, you could still really feel and learn off of each other. And for what it's worth, I genuinely think that this is a pleasant past connection that is just currently either in a lull or you guys walked away from each other, but there's still a lot of like appreciation for each other and the experiences you had too. So it's a very mature reading, I would say, especially as the first one. So thank you, because y'all, again, pile number one, y'all set the precedence on the rest of the piles and such here. Sorry, I was kind of thinking about what the heck I'm going to do here. So I'm going to leave this card up here. So this is that, like, the lesson, okay, of this overall connection. Now, if you're still here, all of this minutes in, okay, because I told you it's going to be a long reading. We're going to now dive into what it is that you need to know about them, okay? So I'm going to channel in anything that is necessary for you now, whether this be about their life, their thoughts, your connection, anything. Please, pile one, I just ask you to be open to receive and only take what resonates, okay? Because there's a bunch of y'all tuning in. It is a YouTube reading after all. If you ever want something precise and concise, KnmWitchery.com, baby. That's where you go. Oh, we're going to pull a lot more, I'm hearing. Cool. I'm going to do this for a hot second because there was something about that I know my intuition will bring me back to. Boom, boom, boom. All decks that I use, by the way, are listed down below. Always, always. So if you're ever curious, want to get it for yourself too, you can. I'm not going to gatekeep some really cool art. I heard these two, yes. Okay, so these two come together. We have passport and travel. Passport, travel, games. Okay, hopefully y'all can see as much of this as possible. We're gonna zoom out here. I don't really care so much about aesthetics. I'm just here to read some energies. So let's dive in. What does pile one need to know about this ex? Things are not always what they seem. Okay, so I'm getting a bunch of things coming in. Give me one more minute. Let me channel through and then I'll be like, okay, so this person it's very interesting. So I'm going to tell you here, pile one, that like things took a little bit of a turn. Okay. And I'm not entirely sure if this is the same person that we're also tapping into here. Listen, hear me out a second, okay? There might be a third party interference for a lot of you, okay, that was actually living in a lower form. This could be someone that is third party to your person that they have been dealing with, that your connection in one form or another actually helped them to grow strength and even grow out of, okay? Just roll with me here. So they want you to know, pile number one, that there is someone in their life that is causing them a lot of stress. And they've learned a lot about different types of deceptions. This is a person, not the third party. Now your person here, your ex, is one that is really able to see things that other people perhaps maybe are unwilling to, so much so that it actually kind of makes them sick. Like they're an incredibly empathic person. Okay, they're an incredibly empathic person. And yet, whomever it is that's in their life is causing them so much stress on their physical, mental, and emotional states that they are currently actively healing from. Okay? And where the LARPer comes in over to the karmic path, there's in many ways this really interesting desire to actually be like, hey, pal one, just know I've been really thinking about you. Life's been kind of like whatever on my end. I'm not exactly happy with everything, but just know that like I still value your friendship and your connection, your, you know, romantic, whatever it was for you personally, pile one. But I don't think that they actually want to maintain any sort of long-term friendship, but rather just like check in, okay? Because in some ways, I am sensing that when they look back on your connection, pile one, they are in fact quite happy about it, right? Like there is this like boost of energy that you give them, whereas the opposite is true from this other person who kind of like drains them out, right? It's like they're constantly needing to give into themselves. Now, this could literally mean that that third party is perhaps maybe even sick, which kind of makes sense about a lot of other things here, okay? They could be giving into toxic traits and habits here with that ashtray full of cigarette butts, okay? We've got a pothole here, so there's constantly like uneven energy here. We have rent-controlled apartment. It could be that someone's lifestyle is kind of in the hands of another person, you know? It's like there's some things that you really wish to change in life, but you just can't. You just can't. And I want to say that when it comes to your ex compared to this third party person, now that third party could be anyone in their lives. It could be a parent. It could be a spouse or a partner. It could be another best friend or something. It could be someone close to them that really impacts them dearly, okay? So that part's going to range per person, okay? But this ex of yours is doing their best to actually take care of themselves. And again, your connection, when they think of you, and I know it's not exactly laid out here, but I keep wanting to reiterate this here, pile one, because I think when it comes down to it, like y'all were soulmates, y'all connected, like you know each other deeper than a lot of other people may ever perceive this person, okay? Because you literally knew them. You just know them, okay? So this might actually be kind of like a confirmation to you, pile one, that like you know what's going on in their life, like you know the shit that they're not in fact sharing with others so much, you know, like you know what makes them tick, you know what makes them really sad, you know what they're working through and stuff. And the reiteration comes about your connection here, pile one, is that they still hold a tremendous amount of love for you, but they needed to step back from whatever it is that completed its course within your connection so that they can move on and heal another one, okay? So there is something that they've really learned from y'all, believe it or not, that they're now taking and they're hoping to implement on another. It could also mean that it kind of, this person, this ex of yours, is realizing that they really can't help everyone. And it's not their job to either. And I think that that's also the thing that's really bringing out about of like significant self-worth and love within them too. You know, there might be something that you taught them, words that really stuck with them, or even something that they told you that they're also practicing. They're really learning how to use their levels of discernment, and they might even very well be moving away from people, places, and things that just no longer align, right? It could honestly have been distance that also tore you guys apart too. You know, one had to leave, and thus it was left on good terms in that way, right? And it felt as though you guys grew apart. Now you're no longer in touch, etc., etc. Aha. That makes sense for a small handful of y'all too. Okay, nose itch on that. Cool. And while on the outside here, this person is really showing, because this is, I don't know why it's giving me social media vibes, but that's just how intuition works, okay? They're traveling, they're experiencing the world, they're enjoying life, okay? Like I think this person, as best as possible, this is giving me the gazelle vibes. I'm not even gonna lie. This is giving me gazelle, but also earthworm vibes. I don't know. You guys are like the same person, but like, you know each other's yin and yang. You know what is on the outside versus the inside. You know what is their intuition and their struggles and egos and pain points and all of that too, you know? So yeah, what they want you to know is that life is still continuing on for them. Maybe it got really rough at a certain point too. And that's why their energy had to switch. They had other things to deal with and make amends with, so that they can turn into the best, healthiest version of themselves, despite their own insecurities or anything, right? Like, can we notice that third little nipple here? You know? No offense to anyone having a third nipple, but I could only imagine that for whatever reason, there might have been some bullying or something around it, right? Like, I mean, people are people nonetheless, even though it's an ugly trait to make fun of people for things they have no control over. But this person here is making the best of their situation, regardless of what that is for them. Okay, whether it is a physical mark, scars, stretch marks, maybe like something like a burn, or it could be something internally, right? Like they are just changing their own insecurities and they're working on themselves in and out. The vomiting Cupid here, it's actually a really funny card. I love this deck. It's giving the reality that like sometimes love makes you really sick, you know? Sometimes like you need to find a really appropriate balance. And again, there's something about a third party in this ex's life that they realize that there's a lot of deception. They found the truth that lies underneath, okay? They've connected all of the dots. And then they moved away from all of the sense of control. Perhaps maybe there was even a lack of finances for quite some time for this individual, okay? It was a hell of a rocky road, full of fast meals and not enough self-love kind of approaches. Okay, I feel like this person's diet had also changed. Yeah, like they're just giving a full insight into you. I also heard I quit. So maybe they used to smoke or do some other drugs, whether they were medical or not. You know what I'm feeling here? Someone had some fun once upon a time and now they've gone sober. I don't know. There is this sobering thing, but it's also due to a third party that you likely already know who it is. Pile one, if you're still here, because we got a long ways to go. We're still ain't done here. This person actually found the strength to move away, to find the happiness and love in their life. And it was a rocky road since the last time that y'all have met. And this is that confirmation for you to know here, pile number one, that there's still a lot of gratitude. There's still a lot of love. I do still believe that there is a closure between y'all. But this is kind of like the insight confirmation of what it is that you might have intuitively caught on about this person. And now you know. Now you know. This person had some rough goings. Maybe they didn't always show it, and yet they really focused on their self-love and stuff. So I hope this is something that you can find in your heart, pile number one, regardless of any, you know, sadness, etc., that may or may not exist in this connection. You use it to kind of light you up and understand that your intuition was good. They had other things to deal with. Sometimes it's really not about you. And I think that's the reoccurring message here that's coming up for you, pile one, is that they're still really grateful despite how it ended, despite whatever may have been even said to like bestow a distance between y'all, okay? It had to happen. They had other things to deal with, and you being present there for whatever reason was not meant to cosmically be, and that's okay. That is okay. Let's tap into how they feel about you, pile one. I'm getting pulled to the Surrealist Tarot for y'all. Really, like, look at my decks. I have so many decks, and yet I use them all so frequently. But they all just look so worn. All right. How does pile one's ex feel about them, please? There's that Strength card. Boom, lots of pop-outs. How does pile one feel? No, excuse me. How does the ex feel about pile one? It's heard shuffle. I confused the energies there, guys. My bad with that question. Let's reiterate more clearly now. How does pile one's ex feel about our beautiful pile one soul family? I heard stop. All right. Let's see what popped out. Voice things voice. I just heard I'm the realist. Strength card, okay? Again, they see you. pile number one as someone whom they've really grown with, I just heard grown out of too, okay? And I want to say that with like love, right? Because again, it goes back to being able to intuitively decipher when a connection has run its course. And that doesn't mean that it was good or bad or not good enough to continue going. It just means that it served its purpose, okay? Nevertheless, you were a strength in their dark times, and they were a strength to you in other times as well. I'm sensing that when they look back at you, when they think about you, pile one, there is an immense amount of like shine and love, right? This is the second time the strength cards come out. So that's really pertinent to your connection. What else do we have here? I'm going to attempt to do this in the right areas here. How they think of you. What they think of you. Okay, so again, this is just their perception about you. Doesn't have to always make it true or whatever, okay? Either way, this is what they think about you, pile number one. So we have the 5 of Swords, the Knight of Wands, High Priestess, 8 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords. I believe that this ex sees a whole lot of potential in you, pile one. They are sensing a very deep, intuitive connection between you and Mother Earth and what it is that you are capable of if you just move towards that beautiful intuition and let that shine your way through, okay? I do sense that, like, okay, I'm not gonna lie, this person may see you a little bit more as the earthworm, okay? Although there was this really beautiful balance between you two here, pile number one, between you and your ex and like these energies that we had pulled up before, right? These two here. They might view you a little bit more as the earthworm, okay? Someone who does not really see the strength that they hold within, even though they see it. Like, this person is seeing how magnificent you really are. And it's kind of saddening them that you don't exactly see it. You get glimpses into it, but you don't trust it so much. You know, it's like this constant tug and pull between yourself and your intuition and what you perceive as right and wrong, what you are allowing yourself to do versus self-sabotaging yourself to do, right? This person still, again, holds you with such high regard and yet feels as though you're kind of wrapping yourself up in things that really don't matter in their perspective. Whatever that might be for you personally will range, okay? Because with the 5 of Swords and the Knight of Wands here, okay, 5 of Swords, this is definitely giving me an ego battle, okay? You may have Gemini in your chart somewhere with like the mind, or like a Gemini in Mars, for example, a form of duality, if Gemini doesn't exist, a form of duality and like polarity that you're constantly kind of fighting the devil and angel on your shoulder. Or it could be too that like this person also knows that like you two kind of used to bicker a lot back then too, right? So on the opposite side of like this karmic ending cycle, some of you maybe started to say things that weren't really nice to each other. You would be more combative, anyways, whatever the word is. And so they're remembering the times that you guys also kind of like fought, and like where there was miscommunication here, where yeah, there was a lot of emotional and intellectual misalignments between you two. And so the way that they perceive you here, pile one, is someone who kind of wraps themselves up in things that, instead of actually trusting and following the direction that your intuition is going, okay, and allow that to move you forward, right? Because there's another 8 here. You choose to fight and argue and stay wrapped up in cycles that keep you stuck and stagnant. The Knight of Wands is a very quick moving energy that knows its direction and goes. Second fastest moving knight next to the Swords, because swords are air. The Knight is fire. It's expansive. And yet we're all wrapped up here, entangled, stagnant. This person's kind of looking at you, pile one, and I just work here, by the way. I'm just reading the energies, okay? You do not have to accept how it is that someone else separate from you perceives you. But as of this moment of the reading, they just wonder whether or not you are kind of still stuck as the same person that you used to be, or if you're moving forward and doing some healing. Because it seems as though a lot of the confirmations that you had received in like the previous segment to this, when we dove into what it is that you need to know about them, I believe that this person really did their best to put a lot of the advice that they gave to you into action for themselves. And I would say that by the end of it, right, because we're sensing like a big healing that came from within this ex, right? That the strength that they saw in you, they also used for themselves too. And not that they took your energy from you, but rather you can meet people at the level that they have met themselves, you know? So oftentimes, and I'm so lucky to receive this on a consistent basis, people are always telling me how strong I am, how intuitive I am, how intellectual I am, and how I'm able to use my empathy as strength versus the perceived weakness that most people view sensitivity as. And I'm so grateful to receive these little types of confirmations about myself. And one of the more common responses are that what you see in me is what lives within you too, right? Like that level of depth that you're able to grasp about a person's character. The only reason you're able to go that deep is because you went that deep within yourself. So it's a matter of whether or not you are motivated now to live in that more, to live in that truth, to push yourself out of stagnation and ego here, right? Because the ego comes into way. So they perceive about you. And they just want you to continuously work on your magic, on your power, on birthing something brand spanking new. Like there's a little egg here that she's conjuring up. Another pomegranate. Fruitful. They wish you to have a very fruitful, strong, beautiful life, and to get out of your own way, pile one. Their perception of you is that you are just repeating patterns over and over again. And I just heard, I can't help them. I had to go. I had to help someone else. I had to help myself. This person loves you. And they had to go. On that note, let's actually dive into what their higher self would say to you, okay? Because as far as how it is that they perceive you, I'm not getting anything more. Yeah, no, I was going to say, like, should I pull more? Spirit was like, nope, I'm also getting a nose itch as a further confirmation here. So let's dive into what their future self would say to you. It's going to be a lot of reading here, so let's get whatever it is that pile one needs to hear about their person, please. What does pile one's ex higher self want to tell pile one? Clear of their ego. What does their higher self want to say? Oh, my nose is itching like crazy. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. I don't know what lies behind these cards just yet, but we're going to take it as they come. I heard 6. Okay, so there's 6 cards, maybe more later. This one, yes. This one, no. Okay, 2 more, please. What does their ex want them to know? Boom, I heard read me first to that one. So, boom, let's do this. Pile one, what does your ex's higher self want to say to you right now? My heart was already broken when we met, so very small gesture. What? I'm going to read that again, sorry, because my camera, like, doesn't matter. It was just in the way. Okay, so my heart was already broken when we met, so every small gesture from you can trigger pain that feels 10 times worse than normal. And this is that 3 of Swords. Okay, so you know how I said that they were already aware, one or both of you were already aware that this connection could no longer be? okay? It actually caused more pain to be together than it did to be apart, right? Sometimes also when you give so much love, like if I was intuitively to compare you, Pile 1, as the earthworm, okay? More than the gazelle. Doesn't mean that you don't have gazelle qualities, just roll with me. You overgave so much when this person just really wanted more healing. When this person needed understanding of their wounds, you just went into fix me mode. You wanted to give more than they were able to actually do for themselves at this point, or their attention had to go where it is that you kept driving their healing to go, and yet they had to do this differently. They had to do this away from you. So even though the gesture from you, as positively intended as it was, it hurt them. There might have also been something that you did that you thought would have been the best thing that you can do for them, like you were helping them with something, and yet you actually triggered them and caused more pain. And that's the thing about intentions, right? Just because the intention is good never means that it didn't cause pain. You may have never intended to cause pain, and yet does it invalidate that you messed up and you did something wrong? Just something to consider, right? Not putting any blame here, but this is what their higher self wants to say, that not everything that you had done for me was actually helpful. And so they had to move away, right? They had to separate. It's almost like the vulnerability here was never, it was kind of like consistently reopened. You brought something out of them, for better or for worse, okay, that they just needed to separate from. I don't know why I'm speaking like a baby. Damn, I didn't realize we're getting in this deep, but let's go. What else do we have? I'm finally ready to put the past behind me and let go of all the people and situations that are toxic. I'm creating space for us. We have death, okay? This part here may resonate to those of y'all who were, or more so in like a romantic union, okay? I do believe that if this was a best friendship, I think that again, there might be some random like check-ins here and there, okay? Either way, what type of relationship this is for y'all will range per viewer. But pile number 1, I do think that this just further confirms what it is that we had already picked up, right? This person is now moving away from things that and people that completely drain their goodness, their light, their purity, their strength, their everything, okay? And they're putting an end to that. They could have gone through an ego death as of recently that maybe you had intuitively caught up on, or maybe they posted something that reiterates your intuition there. But this is just a further confirmation here that they are now completely reshifting and rebalancing the type of connections that they have in their lives, okay? And unfortunately for many of you, of course, you're tuning in here. This is a reading about exes. It had something to do with you too, okay? So yeah, very interesting card so far. What else does pile 1's ex want them to know? I'm ready to take a leap of faith and jump into the unknown. For the first time in my life, I allow myself to have faith and trust God. Wow. Right? So maybe this is going back to them stepping out of their shells, seeing the joy in life, traveling a lot more. The Fool is ready to start again, a whole new life, right? Notice how freeing this is. This is why it's giving me that gazelle energy, you know? Because it's very interesting. So I feel that this connection, you both reflected a beautiful balance here of the earthworm and gazelle qualities that I had channeled through earlier, right? Your person, sorry, my nose is itching like crazy. I needed to, oh my goodness. My accuracy tends to go up when my nose itches, by the way. So like, yeah, that's just an intuitive tick. Let's get on with it. Your person may have had more earthworm qualities, and because of your connection, your balance within, they had integrated more of the gazelle qualities, okay? And vice versa. Your person may have had more gazelle qualities, and because of your connection and your balance, had integrated more earthworm qualities. And the same thing happened to you, whichever one it is that you resonate with here, right? If I was to put my guesstimate on it, your person likely went from earthworm to gazelle. Actually, no, I guess it will range per person. Anyways, you just let me know down below. Who are you in this instance? If you, of course, feel open to it. What else does their higher self want you to know? Since I can't control you, I prefer to daydream of perfect interactions between us where you agree with me. That's so funny. Okay. So this is that person's potential stubbornness, right? But it's kind of like what I was alluding to about their perception of you here, pile one. Okay. Whether you want to hear it or not, I'm reading the energies here. This person sees what it is that you can truly become. Okay. They have, whether it is true for you or not, this is their perception of you. Okay. They see the magnificence that you can allow for in this lifetime. Okay. And right now, this distance between y'all is actually allowing them to picture you that way. To really, in their mind, you sit in a lot of strength. They don't want to know about all of the ways that you may potentially be self-sabotaging, as an example. And so, yeah, they keep that distance, right? There's another distance card here in order for them to actually perceive you in a healthier manner than you may or may not currently be. I don't know, these readings are very, very interesting. I'm excited to read some more. I don't know if you guys will resonate with another pile after this, but if you do, shoot, I hope to see you there too. It's kind of crazy. All right, so we have Queen of Pentacles. I'm starting to find balance between my financial and emotional life. I'm more open to cuddle you, to hold you and to kiss you, okay? Again, that romantic part will differ per person, but let's get down to the higher self expression of this, right? They have now let go of people, places, and things that no longer bring disbalance and corruption and chaos into their lives, okay? And now they're really focusing more on those finances. I mean, a lot of this is really reiterating things that we had already spoken about when it came to their life, right? Whatever it is that we really want to channel into, moving away from everything, finding more of that balance emotionally, really healing. Definitely no more financial struggles. Okay. I think this person's on the up and up. They're grounding themselves in the potential of their own value and what they offer here. They also have the Ace of Swords. Since I met you, my mind has expanded to so many views. Oh my gosh, why am I like reading so funny today? It's like, it's so funny to read and channel at the same time. Like I'm not really here, but like I'm grounded, but like my eyes are like also literally like showing me different like objects and other words and things like that. And I'm like trying to read a simple paragraph that like, anyways, I'm over explaining myself. Since I met you, my mind has expanded to so many new ideas and ways of thinking, enhancing my brain power like never before. Again, you offered a really beautiful balance. They have a deep appreciation for you, okay? Your meeting was definitely meant to be, okay? It was meant to happen. It definitely offered them a really beautiful perspective on themselves, on you, on potential energies and how to move through that intuitively, how to see the world more, how to let go of people and places, things that they maybe found a lot of difficulty in doing before. They've embraced more of their authenticity, and a lot of that had to have done with you connecting at one point or another in this lifetime. So there's still a lot of gratitude here, okay? I'm noticing that there are 4 light cards and 2 shadow cards, right? Like this is just further explaining that for whatever reason, personal readings, again, will differ per person tuning in. But for whatever cause and effect for your distance, I think that this person is really still holding a boundary and they prefer the distance, as painful as that may be to hear, but maybe so do you. And again, this is just like a check-in to be like, hey, how's that old ex doing? You know, I hope they're well. And honestly, I think they are. And I think you know them deep enough to understand that there are difficulties that both of you are experiencing. And despite your perceptions of them, their perceptions of you, however it is that it was mirrored, okay? Because I'm not even going to be surprised if you both think of each other that way, but maybe y'all are like really stubborn on like how to get there, right? I actually have this kind of relationship with my mom. Love her, naturally. But the way that she goes about executing her plans, and let's say we have like a common goal, right? A common outcome. She would take path A and I would take path B. And along the way, not so much now, but like in my younger years, we would always bump heads and be like, no, this way, we're going to do it this way. And it's like, no, we have to do it this way. Why are you doing it that way? That way's silly. And yet we both get to the same freaking outcome at the end of the day. We just did it differently, you know? So there might be like this like bump of heads. And it's funny because I keep wanting to create like a heart as I'm telling this. So that's cute. And again, like, I think the intentions are great. You just have different ways of dealing with very similar topics. Doesn't make one greater or worse than the other. It just means that sometimes that distance and that separation is actually what's necessary so you can both find fulfillment and happiness. And who knows, maybe that outcome will lead, in fact, to some form of a connection later on. But right now, I think that the space is definitely something that ought to be respected, and send out some more gratitude for that and this connection. And for what it's worth, pile number one, I genuinely hope that this offered you the clarity and understanding about this connection that you needed today. Please let me know with a comment down below, like, definitely subscribe, okay? Join the tribe. And yeah. That's it. Let me know though, okay? And all the love to you. If I don't see you in another pile, I hope to see you in another reading, or perhaps maybe a Saturday/Sunday Soul Fam Live, and I could read your energies for fricka free. See ya. Bye. Hello. What's up? What it do? Pile 2. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. If you hadn't already, I would definitely recommend you go to the About section so you have a greater understanding of what it is that we're going to do today. This here is a pre-picked pile all about the person that we are channeling through for you today. Okay, pile 2. So remember, this could be an ex of any kind, romantic and or platonic. It could be an ex-wife, husband, partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, even your best friend, okay? The past sometimes is an experience coming back to the forefront for us to denote whether or not we have learned, right? If we're ready to open up or close down and set boundaries. The point is sometimes things come around to teach us a lesson. Now, for some reason, I feel very called to speak to you about that. It feels a little karmic between y'all. I don't really know what's behind these piles, by the way, so we're really going to dive in deep. But the point here is okay, random note. I take everything as a metaphor when I'm channeling, and there is an incessant fly that got into my room. Now, flies are my witchy signifier that there's some eyes on me and some curiosities, okay? Some little buzzing going on. And so I think that your curiosity brought you here today because you feel like this person might really be pulling you in, okay? Or they've just really been on your mind a lot more than usual lately, and you're sitting here going like, oh my, what's happening, okay? So hopefully that little tidbit resonated, but let's actually dive into the situation here, okay? So heartache and loss. Oops, we're gonna go into all of these soon. Mental conflict, disruption. All right, the lesson between y'all, knowledge, fitting. We also have dolphin and fish. I just heard 2 worlds. All right, let me center this in some kind of a way. How to? How to? I'm gonna tell you now, okay? The reason why. Now, okay, again, I want to reiterate, what you see before you is what will help you identify this person for you, okay? For you to know that this is in fact your pile, okay? So it's your perspective more so about them and about your overall situation. So take only what resonates, remembering this is of course a YouTube video after all, but also, you know, trusting your intuition and sticking it out if it is, all right? So messages for you today. I'm gonna say this, more of a complicated type of a relationship, okay? This was a connection, that I kind of want to say that you bonded over shared trauma, for example, okay? Now that is not to be confused with a quote unquote trauma bond, although I'm pretty sure that is the verbiage that you, Pile 2, have used to describe this reading, okay, or this connection rather. Ooh, interesting. 34 is my lucky number. I actually also have it tattooed on my wrist here. The knowledge that came from this experience definitely ran quite deep, okay? And it plays a really big part in how you view yourself, how you go about relationships now. Can I tell you whether or not you guys are gonna like get back together again? I put a big fat NO on this, okay? I really don't sense it. And here's the thing, right? These two cards here, the dolphin and the fish, they are meant to describe one or both of you, okay? You can resonate with one or the other or see a mirror in both. But the way that I'm seeing it, with dolphin and fish, it's like y'all are in the same ocean and yet two completely different species. You know what I mean? And that type of metaphor just feels as though you guys might come from some seriously different like backgrounds, different upbringings. Perhaps one went to a private school, the other went to a public school. Just as like simple examples, okay? I'm really not trying to get too complicated here. Could be different race, different religions, different core beliefs and backgrounds, you know, the way that you were raised, political views, but that like kind of take over your life kind of a thing. Big differences here, okay? And yet I can tell that this connection happened because one or both of you wanted to give it a try, okay? And the thing is though, I think it was really meant to happen. And why it's all coming up right now to your forefront, okay? Most likely you've been thinking about this person a lot more, whoever it is that they are to you. Hold on. A sip. It happened for you to disrupt your overall way of thinking and kind of act as a catalyst towards change, okay? And oftentimes, when we're undergoing an ego death, as an example, okay, which is essentially an end of a perception, okay? We're letting go of limiting beliefs, the way that we view a particular person, our way of being, life, ourselves. And we let that go in such a way that it takes an emotional toll on us too, because it has to come with a unconscious release for that to happen, okay? So y'all might be really dreaming about this person or them of you and you're pulling on this energy, okay? One or both of you may be really pulled to talk to each other, message each other, check in or something. I personally, listen, I say refrain, but who am I? I'm a girl on YouTube. Do whatever it is that you want. If you want something precise and concise to your connection, KnmWitchery.com, the only place you could ever book with me, okay? All right, moving on. We got heartache and loss with mental conflict. This is that ego death in a way that I am kind of speaking about here, okay? Something was said, something was done. What exactly will differ between every single one of you involved? Naturally, these are your stories. It had you perceive everything differently about life as you knew it, love as you knew it, friendship as you knew it. I just heard trust issues and I kind of gulped. Now, hoping to keep it as light as possible, okay? Any sort of trauma, abuse, and such, respectfully aside, although you can absolutely relate to that if this is your story, it had to happen in order for you to have this type of mental conflict mixed with that heartache and loss. Because again, it was meant to disrupt the way that you approached life. You know how like when we lose somebody really close to us, okay? We kind of start viewing life differently, don't we? So sometimes as humans, we have to experience really challenging things in order for us to then experience its equal polarity and joy and understanding and respect, love. And sometimes we tend to repeat patterns that are required until we move with a different skip to our step. We react differently. We perhaps go silent, again, set those boundaries, or we reach out and we communicate. Again, I kind of saying that, refrain that with this person, but again, you know your connection. If you feel that pull, do it. The amount of times I've reached out first, like if you have your intuition telling you reach out and you're not feeling this immense resistance to it, okay, just press enter. Okay, sometimes it's really that simple. You can go through all of the mental and emotional after, okay, but just do the damn thing. But if there is this resistance, meaning like you're sitting there going like, nah, like why would I do that? Or you feel like you have to ask like a gazillion people, should I reach out? The answer is no, okay? Like you're just trying to find someone to prove your intuition correct because your ego has no idea how it is that you got there, okay? Or maybe it does, in which case you'll have a much easier time, rather not easier, a much more efficient time, that's a better phrasing, to trust in your intuition and actually follow suit, follow the action, okay? So believe me, this connection here feels as though it was one that was really meant to happen to close a particular chapter, okay? To start fresh and start new in some form of an area in your life. That area will actually range per person tuning in here. Because some of y'all got this in business, some of y'all like mended some family wounds and put some boundaries there. Some of y'all got pregnant, I'm hearing, not by this person, but like, you know, life moved on, okay? The way that you approach relationships, who it is that you accept as a partner, that's changed. The way that you value yourself has changed. Who is the dolphin and the fish here? Pfft. I think that's up to y'all to decide. I'm going to make a guesstimate and say my soul fam is the dolphin, and that's no disrespect to fish. What I am relating this to, I think most, is the background. We have one that is in light, in color, in magic, in a glistening like balance between sun and water, and we have depth AF over here. We got nighttime. We also got red, so that's someone that's very grounded. Otherwise would be very intuitive, the dolphin, right? More empathic. And yet they're still both fish. So like there's still a lot of empathy here. There is definitely, I want to say that whatever it is that brought y'all together, you either had some sort of similarity and yet such a vast difference as well. The vast difference is the thing that kept you apart. Or it could have literally been an incident or more that just made y'all go, this is not it. Okay, it's not working. We're too different, etc., etc. But it was meant to happen. You were placed in the same ocean for a reason. And I know it's so annoying to hear that. Everything happens for a reason. Sometimes the reason is, again, conflict, heartache, and loss. Disruption. In order for us to gain the knowledge. And I love how both are also in water. These are water creatures. They got fins and everything. You're meant to experience this connection in one form or fashion. But hey, if this resonates so far, okay, because now I feel like we're gonna go around in circles, and I don't want to go around in circles. I'm not a fish. I am a human being. Okay. Let's now tap into what it is that you need to know about this connection. Okay. And the little cover that we'll have for this will be disruption and knowledge. Actually, I like both of these pictures out here for you. Boom. All right. What do we need to know about this X? Let's channel in what is necessary for pile 2 to know, to hear. We're going to be open to whatever it is that we're meant to know at this time. Okay? Could be about their life, their thoughts, anything that pile 2 needs to hear about their person. I got delete twice here. Okay, see. Wow. What does pile 2 need to know, please? This is a no? Okay, I understand. Sorry, Spirit was like, huh? Fascinating. What is that? Ew. Anyways, we'll get to that. The Troll. The Alien in reverse. I'm going to keep that reversal. Fascinating. I enjoy this deck. Very interesting. I'm an intuitive reader, by the way, if you haven't already guessed, but this sort of stuff, like, what is that? Really entices my intuition to, like, do its thing. All right, cool. Credit cards. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest. I don't want this to be like a whole, like, we're just gonna dump on this person, okay? But like, there's definitely a lot of confirmations about like the type of person that they are and your misalignment with them, okay? Straight up, this is somebody that really cares about how it is that they look, okay? They're also hella avoidant, I will say. They are people who definitely a lot of masculine energy here, so I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all tuning in resonate more with the feminine energy, okay? But anyways, someone who likes to appear on the outside as one thing, and yet, and yet nothing. Here's the thing, pile two. You already have this person figured the heck out. Okay, you really do. For one, I would definitely, again, acknowledge the simple fact that you should not reach out to this person. Because they will likely avoid you. They will likely just delete the message or take 100 years to get back to you. Okay, this is someone that to you is incredibly predictable. Someone that, I'm going to be honest with you, Pautu, it seems like you're just happy to leave this person in the dust. Like, this individual, your ex right now, and this could be, again, romantic or platonic. But it is someone from your past who I think at one point or another, they reflected this version of you. You know, like maybe you were quite avoidant. Maybe you cared so much about like how other people perceived you. It doesn't just have to be about social media, right? Maybe you just really wanted to click delete on shit and you would take a bunch of stuff in order to have a lot of fun, in order to run away from your reality, right? Maybe you were very judgmental because, by the way, I'm really sensing that here with the Troll. And he's kind of going at this dude with a third nipple. So it doesn't matter how perfect one could be. This individual always has something to say, always to comment, right? Like the Troll is, I mean, we all know them trolls. They just want a rise out of you. My favorite is getting a rise out of them back sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. Like, let me give you a taste of your own medicine. Like, let me show you how much I don't give a shit. Anyways, all right, so we got the Night Owl with whatever the heck it is that we are blending here. And for some reason I heard hearts. It wasn't my voice though. So there might be someone in the audience here when I was like looking this up. It kind of, I don't know. But either way, it's kind of, this person just, I mean, the devil is out here. Could it be Capricorn energy? Maybe, okay? I'm only saying that just because Capricorn and the devil card are related in tarot, but this is someone who is very in their masculine, like this, like the new age masculine, like the what are they called? The tater tots. Yeah, them, you know, caring so much about money and how it is that they look like. They just don't care about anything else. They're building and doing whatever it is they want to do, while also just like being so rude to everyone else who perhaps maybe doesn't align. And yet with the alien in reverse, very interesting energy, because in the upright, right, like the way that I would intuitively come about this is that you kind of feel, well, like an alien, like you are something out of this world, like perhaps maybe you don't necessarily belong here. And yet with it in reverse, it's giving me that opposite effect, right? It's very humanizing to this person. They actually, I would say that this person feels a lot more unattractive, unintelligent, unworthy, and boring than maybe they would like to be perceived on the outside. I think that they lead with a lot of insecurities. That's another reason why we got the devil here, right? Like the devil keeps us stuck on old narratives, okay? Things that just, they feed more into the ego. And the ego is a good thing, okay? We got to stop with the narrative of like, you know, when people mention ego, it just all of a sudden means like the worst of the worst. No, we all have an ego. We will all have an ego, and it's about what it is that we deem safe, right? Our ego is this beautiful kind of translator between our unconscious mind and our conscious mind, the things that, you know, we're well aware of. It's like the judge that allows whatever from our unconscious mind to pass through to our consciousness, right? And this person doesn't actually deem whom they are and to be accepted as such as safe. So they bring other people down. Now, why they do that could be because they were brought up that way, because they were bullied. Maybe they're just projecting, okay? Whatever it is that their cause and reason is, I'm sure that there's many more under the sun here. I'm not their damn therapist. Fuck do I know? But the point is here, is when it comes to people actually seeing them as they are, I think like they just run from themselves so much. Now, the reason why I'm saying this with this card up, okay, you see a bunch of babies, you know, like babies could like really see into your soul. And like without words, they just like, they tell you everything you need to know. Like it's kind of crazy. It's also like, don't look at me. But in any case, I think that's exactly the vibe for this person that I'm just picking up. It's like, don't look at me. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, if they can't tell what it is that you're thinking, they want to control where it is that they take your mind and your narrative. And the easiest way to do that is to be a troll and to bring somebody down, because that's the only level of, I don't know, understanding that you can actually uphold with another person. So when you're out here, pile two, in your light and in your glory and just trying to be a positive, good person, you're kind. You don't have to be nice because there's a difference. But you're out here like finding value in more than just like monetary gains or, you know, perfection and how that's idealized, right? Like you travel, for example, with purpose to explore versus be an Instagram model. And that's, again, no shame, no foul to anybody, okay? The point is different priorities, okay? And I would go so far ahead and guess that your connection likely went to a loss when you realized the absolute difference in personalities and who you are. It really taught you kind of who it is that you no longer want to be. And I just heard anymore. So again, you could have been friends. You could have been in some sort of romantic union with this person because it was fun, because it was carefree. It's kind of giving me, what's that movie? 13. Do y'all remember 13? Oh my goodness. Back in like the early 2000s, anyone, I don't know how old I was. I don't even know what time or what year it came out. But that was like the it movie. That was like, oh my gosh, like so bad, etc., to act that way. Nowadays, kids be the 10 times worse. Oh my goodness. That's like 13 turns into like Euphoria real quick. You know what I'm saying? That's a vast difference. But nevertheless, that was the time of your life, maybe once upon a time, you know, like, or even if you never perhaps maybe went so far to experience that, right, and be, let's say, a like a festival goer, or any of such kind of, I'm going to just say cliche out of respect, okay? But if you didn't party and you didn't pop a bunch of Molly and you didn't constantly stay in avoidance, you were so accepting of this person as they are, and eventually your cup of coffee, whoa, I can't even speak. Your cup of coffee just, well, it no longer kept you up, okay? I think it takes a lot of energy to just even be around this person. It's like an instant drainer. Do you have people like that in your life? Other than this person, because clearly if you're tuning in here, that's a big fat yes. But like, yo, And maybe it doesn't have to be so harsh, okay? Maybe this is someone that you're tuning into that just was incredibly judgmental, whom never learned how to take accountability, who was very surface level, avoidant, did things because it was cool or because they thought it was the right thing to do or because everyone else was doing it. And you pile 2, I can tell you have a lot more depth where that came from. So yeah, I hope that this segment of our long reading offered you something. Let's keep on going, okay? Because we're not done. No, what you mean? What you mean? We're going to now begin to tap into the ghost. Yeah, this person just like disappears, no? This is a cute image, by the way. I like those little blanketed ghosts. Sorry, I'm just gonna call to do this now, so it'll clear things up for the next reading after, y'all. But do let me know, does this resonate with you so far? If you can like or comment down below. My little dolphins. Y'all are dolphins tuning in here. I don't know. I'm resonating a lot more with that for some reason. Okay. So, that went quick. Actually, no. We're going to go in order. So, no peeksies. What does pile 2's ex... Oh, no way, Jose. I just heard in reverse. Okay, interesting. It's funny that I picked up this deck because this here is supposed to be for what their higher self would say to you. So I'm going to start with that first, and then we're going to go into how it is that they feel about you. Let's do that. Okay, so what does pile 2's ex higher self want to say to pile 2? I heard 3 more. 1, I heard bottom. This? No? Oh, was it this one? Yes. Okay. And bottom. All right. I'm afraid to show you off because I feel you are out of my league and others will make fun of me or try to steal you from me. So this is that limiting belief here, right? This is that lack of esteem that we are picking up, right? And they're really doubting themselves. And I mean, there are vast differences between a fish and a dolphin. And I can guess that more times than not, if you were to go to any stranger and be like, choose fish or dolphin, they would say dolphin. And this person knew that there was this vast difference between y'all. Okay, so likely you sabotaged it. Let's keep on going. I'm hearing from the top here. Okay, so I didn't follow my own inner guidance and now I feel stuck in the mud. It's hard to see a way out when everyone says this is normal. Yeah, and that 8 of Swords energy. So I believe that this here is starting to give you the answer as to why. Okay, now of course I am just a girl on YouTube. This is a YouTube reading for a general collective, but if this is resonating with you and it's offering you even like a little bit of aha, okay, it's confirming some of the knowledge that this connection has in a way awakened with you, and we can acknowledge that you felt a lot of pain, whether it was emotional, hopefully never physical, unless you had little like physical reactions to this. It was all because they were afraid. And sometimes people act a certain way too. They may not even be fully aware of the self-sabotage here, but sometimes people do act like this to save you from themselves. You know, sabotaging and the cause for it runs really deep. And I think that if there were any differences between y'all, anyone that this person may have talked to, whether it was their family, their friend groups, or just again like the nook of the woods that they were born with, because again there's a vast difference between y'all. I don't know what it is, you know. Their normal is not your normal, and they feel very much a fish out of water in your world, I want to say. Let's keep it moving. Okay, so I'm starting to notice all sorts of signs and synchronicities, or rather coincidences. Interesting that I said synchronicities. And I realize my own power in creating them. I'm working on manifesting you. Very interesting. I want to say, because it messed me up in the last pile too, when I'm like deep in a channel mode, reading becomes very difficult for me because like I am both grounded and yet my eyes are not seeing what's in front of me. It's seeing what my third eye is kind of giving it. So yeah, I kind of mess up words. But anyways, because I did say synchronicities in here, and I'm definitely going to take that as part of the channeled message for you here, this might very well be that manifestation energy that I talked about in the very beginning, before I even started showing you cards. Where I'm like, I think it might feel as though you feel them manifesting you in, or, you know, you're feeling like this pull towards them and stuff like that. Yes, sometimes that happens, especially when we start waking up to realize who a person was to us, okay, and how they made us feel and things like that. Again, you were something magnificent to this person for their own means and values and beliefs, okay? And now they're starting to recognize their potential, perhaps. More than that. The fact that they had a shot with you. They're thinking about you. Your energy is uplifting to them in one form or fashion, okay? And sometimes we do that inadvertently, by the way. To my powerful intuitives in here, you up-leveling your existence, okay, creates quite a shift in your network of connections, past, present, and future, okay? It really does make a difference. Sorry, maybe that sounded like a bunch of woo-woo, but I'm telling you, we're going to move on. They're feeling your up-leveling, and it's really causing something within them too. Okay, next up we have, I have a habit of deceiving, lying, and wearing a mask. There it is. It's hard for me to believe that someone would like me for who I really am. There's really nothing more I can say about that. Yeah. Had a rough childhood, so I easily start thinking the worst case scenarios. I know most are illusions, but they feel so real. Hello, fishy. What's up? What's really interesting is the download that I just got from at least one of you in here saying that, like, damn, like you've never actually felt closer and more vulnerable with a person until this reading. So it's interesting that their higher self chose to just bud their way through. I mean, that's fine with me. And talk to you, how to, because I think that you've always known this, and, or maybe you always had a feeling, and this is offering some sort of, I don't know, confirmation for you. Pile twos, hi, hello. I think a lot of you are going to be tuned into this one. And I want you to know, for whom this may apply, that choosing to have walked away from this person, because I am going to say that for a lot of you, it was you who chose this. It was you that chose the separation, or they sabotaged it well enough and you walked away. You didn't beg for it. You didn't come back. You just said, okay, whatever. Like, you didn't fight for this shit, okay? You just said, we're done, so be it. That's okay. It's okay to protect your peace. It's okay to protect your love. Sometimes walking away from someone is actually like the greatest act of love that we can ever do. You know, sometimes people do it through, yes, a mask of sabotage and projection, but some do it out of love, out of knowing that it's just simply not working. And it seems like a tough pill to swallow, but just know that it's okay to have chosen yourself, especially if you experienced a lot of that mental conflict and heartache and loss, right? As much as I was saying in the beginning, like, it's a good thing that sometimes this happens. It's also even better for you to know when it is to pull out, okay? To set those boundaries and to work towards its positive polarity, okay? And experience more loyalty, interesting, more love, and a lot more joy. And making your own definitions of those words. Making them wear different faces, perhaps. different environments. You can completely shift your entire world. Maybe you changed oceans. I wouldn't be surprised if you moved away, pile 2. Anyways, let's get the last card in here. I feel more optimistic about life and ready to get out of my shell, to share my joy. There's that joy again. And my ideas with you and the rest of the world. I just heard one of y'all say, I need to see it to believe it. So be it. I think that's a valid response. They're definitely more so in their shadow, but it's nice to see that there were some quote-unquote light messages here. Okay, this is the Light Shadow Tarot. Okay, so any of the darker cards here, that is our shadow self really speaking out. So while there are some glimpses into a really positive future and a confidence in action, okay, them stepping out of their shell, they're really coming up with a lot of that mental conflict and heartache and loss and shit too. And in some form or fashion, okay? My little dolphins here. Sorry, fish. You, pile 2. You, please, I hope you already know and understand the complexities and the way that your energy, your input, your reasoning, your way of offering advice and sharing kindness and having fun and expressing yourself, how much of a difference it makes in people's lives. Whoever this is to you taught you that you cannot save everyone, and that's okay. We can only learn to save ourselves. And it is a difficult lesson to learn when you are so deeply empathic and intuitive and hopeful. For everybody's sake. And it is a deep lesson to learn around our own self-respect and never, quote unquote, waiting for a detrimental time for someone else to maybe willfully decide to change alongside you, to better themselves, to take hold of that accountability, to do what they can to go on a path of healing. Therapy, for example, even self-help. Sometimes it just starts with reading one book. Are they willing to do that? You can't, how does that phrase go? You can bring a horse to the pond, but you can't force it to drink or some shit, right? So just know that you can only help yourself, and that is literally the healthiest thing you can do, because it is in being yourself and in standing in your own vulnerability and accountability and authenticity and healing, you inspire others, even though you may never know it. So for some reason, your energy, yeah, it's tugging at this person, okay? And it's creating some nice little magic in them. And this is your confirmation here that they are still going through a lot of that shadow period. And that's okay, okay? Like sometimes we sit in our shadow for a long time. Shit, I am not judging, nope. At the end of the day, it's good for you both. So now let's tap into how it is that they feel about you, yeah? Yeah, okay. I am getting pulled. Not tarot, really? All right, interesting. I actually got pulled to an oracle deck for you. I was expecting tarot, but instead, animal apothecary for you. It's in you. You might be a Leo. I have to close my window because it's getting a little bit chilly. And although I like that, I have nothing else to say. All right, so pile 2, a complete shift of, I don't know, there's like a change in the air when it comes to tapping from this person's energy into yours, okay? Just something to point out there, very interesting. So how does pile 2's person feel about pile 2, please? Past to present. What does pile 2 need to know about how their ex feels about them, please? My nose is starting to itch. But I'm shuffling, Spirit. Thank you for the confirmations. I heard one more, so only 3. It came out again. Fascinating. It's in you. Magnetism through gratitude and focus on the big picture. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And we're about to zoom right in here. Listen to me, pal, too, okay? Because I'm about to tell you how spectacular you are. And I know I'm just a girl on YouTube and you don't even know me, or maybe you do. I don't know, but I see you. It's true that you're feeling a magnetism for this person, okay? And it's because you have up-leveled your damn self, okay? There is a strength that is glimmering out of you. Even if you want to pretend you're invisible or make yourself small, that's no longer, it's no longer a task that you are able to accomplish. No, because when you enter a room, people come talk to you. People look up at you. You are magnetizing. Oi, baba. My dog is relaxing. When it comes to this person, how they feel about you, it's very interesting. The image that I'm getting, and please don't judge me for it. Or like get the ick necessarily, because I know a few of y'all will, but it's like Twilight, you know, where that the scrawny vampire dude, like he steps into the sun. What's his name again? Not Jacob, the other one. Oh my god. Is it Jacob? Anyways, sorry, him, right? The vampire guy steps into sunlight and just starts glistening like a freaking diamond or whatever cheap sparkle that was. That's kind of how they see you, but like without the ick and without like, I mean, you know, there's a magnificence about you, right? Like your aura far precedes your physical body. Like people sense you coming. Pile 2, never underestimate how awesome you are. You're magnificent. I don't know. Whoever Pile 2 is, I'm telling you, say hello. Hi. You're really cool. You're a really cool guy. Okay. And your level of discernment, especially through all of that heartache and loss and like mental conflict and shit that you had willingly gone through, it kind of put you into more of like I don't like these like labels and shit, but like more of like a master category. You know what I mean? It's like you went from being a novice and someone whom is tiptoeing through life to someone whom like you've connected to a level of yourself and to source and experience that has you wise beyond your years. And they see you as someone who is just so very far out of their league, okay? But also someone who actually, like, they kind of live vicariously through you, I want to say, you know? So they might actually creep up on your social media quite often. They might actually be really curious about who they could have been because of you. Because again, you're someone that's so vastly different, but now they're curious about it, right? And or just in case this person, like you're sensing that this is kind of like a more quote unquote evil person, like just like a not nice person to you, okay? You feel unsafe in any regard, emotional, mental, you just kind of like, ugh, like you get this body physical reaction that you're like, I should not be talking to you. I don't want to be sitting next to you. Like just freaking let me go, you know? Trust your intuition, because sometimes those are kind of like moths to our flame. Not that moths are bad. I love moths actually, but they're like those vampires, you know? And they're like, ooh, I like your energy. Let me just run it all dry, you know? So sometimes you get really bright, you know? And yeah, there's that vampire thing of Twilight. Very interesting. Very interesting. It could have also been that once upon a time, like the reason why they had like this distrust about you is because they couldn't actually believe that someone as pure as you actually existed. Okay? Your ability to really see everything, they're like, what's the catch with this person? Like, they can't actually be this accepting and loving and understanding and willing to grow, to learn, to take accountability, to be authentic. You, again, are something absolutely magnificent to this person. And you have this type of effect on more than one person. People kind of take like an obsession towards you, or they open up like hella quickly to you, pile two. Like, you could literally just be sitting anywhere, and of all the people in the world, they always approach you, don't they? And it's just like, I'm just trying to sit here and have a good time by myself, and now I know everything about your Aunt Sally and the dog next door, you know? And it's like, thank you so much about that time that, you know, you experienced this and that, but like, why are you telling me this? Or they're the ones that approach you for help or to ask a question about something, you know? You're that light. So I'm going to continue on the more positive side of the scale of like people actually realizing that you offer a brand new perspective, okay? And you're able to actually see perspectives from all different types of angles. And somehow, despite the amount of discomfort and pain and nuisance you may have experienced in life, and that is putting it lightly, people are also really curious as to why the heck is it that you remain so optimistic. You're like a pillar of strength for a lot of people, okay? And why am I bringing in a more collective into this portion of your reading here, Pile 2, is because I think that the person that you're channeling through today, okay, is also very well aware that there are way more fish in the sea, and they've got their eyes on you. You know, I heard social media again, so maybe they're watching your following count rise or something, or how it is that you interact with people, how people are interacting with you. Okay, how it is that they react, I think, ranges between all of y'all tuning in. Because some of y'all, again, some of you are tapping into someone whom you were sensing is more of like that vampire kind of a vibe, you know, just like heck narcissistic, overly arrogant, just want to take and never give. Or this is someone who's just really experienced a deep low and they have had a hard time getting out of it and kind of made their personalities out of that. And that, I really hope that I'm being respectful when I say that. Just sometimes people have a harder time getting out, but yet you're that light for them. You offer that type of perspective, you know? So it's very interesting that for the most part, they see you as a good person, but the intentions behind this connection ranges drastically between all of my pile 2 viewers here. So again, listen to your discernment. And look, if this is you realizing that there's some sort of a magnetism here, there's some sort of like you have an awareness that this person's energy is reaching out to you, cleanse it out, okay? I hope that this reading actually helped offer you a little bit of a cleansing and clarity around it too. Because yeah, I don't think that you need to lend a hand here. I think that you just existing is doing enough, to be honest. And that's a really powerful thing to stand in, okay? Like, again, just understanding that your existence is enough and it's making a vast difference in people's lives can have you hold true to who it is that you are, and not meddle in other people's karmas and realizations, for example, especially standing in the understanding that you cannot help everybody. Okay, my beautiful empaths here, and that you're just making a difference. So you'll know when it is that you got to step in. You'll know when it is that you just got to observe. You'll know when you have to disconnect entirely. My best advice here, cleanse your damn space, cleanse your energy. You got a lot of people's eyes on you, for better and for the curiously worse, okay? That's never to fearmonger. It's just the reality of situations. So just cleanse your space, okay? All evil eyes off of my pile 2s and any other pile that's tuning in here today. Just know that I love you, okay? So keep shining bright, man. Like, never let any of these haters stop you. Shit. Shine on. Keep making a beautiful difference here. And again, if you are open to it, Pile 2, I really love to hear your resonances down below. My dolphins, my lions, whatever it is that you want to call yourselves. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. Like, subscribe, join the tribe. And if I don't see you in another pile, babies, I do hope to see you in another video. All right? Or check me out on live on Saturday or Sunday. Maybe I'll even read your energies. Love you guys. Peace. Hello, hello. What's up? Pile number 3. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time with me today. We're going to deep dive in all about your ex. Now remember, if you hadn't, by the way, listened to like the about this reading section, maybe you should, okay? So you know a little bit more about what to expect, because we're doing things a little bit different here, or at least, you know, just a way that aligns with my intuition. Before you is a pile here. I haven't taken a look at what's behind these piles. You actually have 2 of these cards. No one else does. We're going to dive into who this person is for you. Okay, so you can know if this is your pile. So this is your perspective about your ex. Now this ex could be your wife, your husband, your partner, girlfriend, boyfriend, ex-best friend. Whoever it is aligns, okay? And we're about to know who that is. So, how it is that you perceive them. We have patience and planning. Rejoice and celebration. We also have third eye chakra. Okay, now the lesson between you two. Okay, we have divine masculine and release. And both of your energies here, you can resonate with either one of them, so this is a mirrored kind of a thing, or you can resonate as the swan or the buffalo, okay? Take it as it will resonate with you as we open up whatever messages pile 3 needs to hear. All right, so who is this person? I just heard pile 4. I haven't done pile 4 yet, okay? So that is definitely an intuitive draw. I would recommend maybe checking that pile out for reasons I have yet to know. But I just work here and I just say what comes up. So if that resonates with you too, play this whole thing out. The way that you view this person. I'm not gonna lie, okay. We're going to dive into the situation between you a little bit, but this is kind of giving me the one who got away vibes, okay? Hopefully that's not a bit too dramatic here. But the reason why I'm saying that is, especially with patience and planning and rejoice and celebration, this is really giving me wedding vibes, okay? These are like 2 pillars. It's definitely blessed by some sort of spirit or higher power or something shining down on it. And the fact that this one pillar is illuminated, okay, with also the third eye chakra here, this might be someone that you realized you kind of want to do this thing forever. Forever, ever, forever, ever. Well, my third chakra just like, yeah, so this is someone that you're probably in some sort of separation or at least silence with. I did hear the doors are open, which is fascinating because the last 2 readings, I was like, honestly, I really don't think that there's some sort of like reconciliation here. But in your case, I'm curious what's up. The lesson between y'all two, we have the divine masculine and release, okay? So I'm reading this, what noise make? I got shit buzzing around me ever since this full moon. All right, so divine masculine and release. This is someone whom either taught you, however this resonates with you, just like go with it. There's going to be a few examples in here. Someone might have allowed you the safe space and opportunity, or at least the guidance to release toxic masculinity and move more towards a divine masculine, which taking the concept of like twin flames and even soulmates, like all of that shit aside, okay? No labels on this stuff. I just want you to focus on yourself and know that there are 2 different types of energy frequencies with you, okay? There's the masculine side as well as the feminine side. It's literally yin and yang, okay? Traditional Chinese medicine will definitely talk about this a lot further, okay? And the way the body is divided, the right side is our masculine, the left side is our feminine. And when we find this balancing within ourselves, okay, and we work on our mother wounds, our father wounds, any sort of wounds in that type of regard, and we start standing in more of an authentic expression, regardless of how that looks for us. I mean, it's authentic to each and every single one of us, right? That's when you get to release whatever is what needs to be cut out of you, okay? Because the fact that there's like this like majestic looking knife thing, okay? It's like a machete, but not like, what are you? It's like an Aladdin dagger. I don't know. Nevertheless, there's something that was let go of. And I'm gonna tell you this, okay? 42, I don't like that number. It's a good luck number for a lot of people, so maybe you got lucky, okay? Not for me though. 42, it's like so I'm a read because I'm an intuitive reader, okay? So this release must have been painful. It must have been painful to realize some things. It must have been painful to let go of certain traits, limiting beliefs. Maybe you had a realization about one of your parents that just fucking hit home and you were like, holy shit, like it was never like this. It was always like blank. And sometimes when you realize that like people have all of their own problems, and this is beyond empathy. This is acceptance of a person that may or may not have been doing their best with you, but that the way that you were treated, distancing yourself from that a little bit more and looking at it through either a more intellectual eye or an emotional outburst, depending on which side of the brain kind of activates at that point. You learn this bout of acceptance that comes with humanizing anybody that you've ever come in contact with. And that has you move differently. And this is where we start embodying more of like the masculine energy within us, which is literally all energy. Technically, feminine energy, masculine energy is all masculine. All energy is masculine. What's feminine is the structure. Feminine is the womb. Feminine is the thing that births us, right? Feminine is the moon. It's a surface. It's tangible. It's home. It's Mother Earth, right? Masculine energy, well, that's more so related to God. Yes, there are feminine gods, but there's God. There's the sun, which is, again, a big ball of energy. It's not something that you can just put into your hands, you know? It'll just burn, it's fire, and it'll eventually go out. The point is that there's been a big release based on this type of connection with this person, and I don't know why that rampage just happened, but that's the third eye chakra right there. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna unlock some fucking spiritual woo-woo talk out of me. But the point is though, is I think that there was a opportunity for you to meet this particular individual. And again, it's giving me the one who got away vibes. It's giving me the one that you could have actually seen yourself having a really good time with. Maybe like your friends really like them, your family and stuff like that, right? Like people often associate the Three of Cups with like some sort of like a third party. And like, yeah, okay, in some cases, maybe there was a third party. But the third party doesn't always have to be romantic. Sometimes a third party is work. You know, like you have a workaholic freaking frame of mind, and that becomes a third party in a relationship. I mean, how many times have we heard people squander love because they needed to make sure that, you know, payments are always made, and then they're at their deathbed going like, damn, like if I realized I had more time, maybe I would have worked a little bit less. Maybe I would have actually enjoyed things. You know what I mean? Like priorities kind of change. And like the point is though, is the way that you're perceiving this person, you could have actually seen a forever kind of thing. I would be kind of surprised if, I mean, this is literally a reading about an ex, but this is someone, look, between you and me, Pal 3, I don't know if you really want them to stay an ex. I'm just going to throw that out there, but we will see as we go on, because what a ride y'all taking me on. We have the buffalo and the swan. If I would take a stab at this, I would say that you're the buffalo and your ex is the swan, okay? there's a mirror effect happening here. And because I was talking about like balancing out masculine, feminine energies, okay, that the type of person that actually initiates that within you has done that within themselves, okay? The 2 pillar thing, I mean, there's a lot going on here that makes me realize that I think your person is kind of freaking special when it comes to esoteric and perhaps maybe quantum knowledge. And maybe they identify as, I don't know, like an occultist or a medium. Could be psychic. Maybe they do tarot. Maybe they're literally on YouTube too. You know, maybe they identify as a witch. I mean, they're all labels at the end of the day. Like, point is are they deep in the spiritual thing? Because the swan energy here it could be you as well, okay? Do not underestimate the strength and spirituality of the buffalo too. We got a story about the buffalo in a hot second, so we'll get to you. But this person, it offers like a mirror. It's like this interesting, they match you so perfectly. I don't know, I'm seeing 2 puzzle pieces come together. Pile 3, between you and me. You still really love this person, don't you? Maybe love is too strong of a word, but there's too deep of a love that I am feeling in this. Let's talk about buffalo. Buffalo, this is you. Okay, what's really cool about buffaloes compared to, let's say, like cows, okay? Love them both, by the way. I'm such an animal-y. That's a word. When there is a big storm that the buffalo senses, instead of running away from the storm like the cows do, the buffaloes actually turn around and they go into the storm. Because at this point, the buffalo is able to surpass the obstacle at a much quicker rate. Yeah, head on, they might get wet, but it's at least over much quicker. Whereas the cow kind of has to go through it twice. If you're always on the tail end of a storm and it eventually passes you, you're in it for longer. You're running far further. The buffalo is kind of giving me the idealism of like, you work harder, let's reverse that. You work smarter, not harder. That's the one. My bad ADHD kind of twists things around for me sometimes. And maybe it took some while to you. Can I speak? Oh my God, all day today, dude. I've been channeling and doing these cards. Wait till I have to start reading shit. Oh my God, pile 3. It's like I'm so grounded, but like my third eye has been hella activated with this last full moon. I'm telling you, there's been a lot going on since this full moon. So let me reground myself as I sip some water. We're going to dive into, if all of this has resonated with you so far, let's just keep on going. Okay, we're going to dive into what you need to know about this person. We're going to use the third eye chakra as their card, because that seems aligned as heck. What do you need to know about this ex, this poison? We're going to channel into whatever it is that's necessary for my pile number 3s. This could be about their life, their thoughts, anything, confirmations. Healthy. Let's just be open to what it is that we got to receive. Okay. Take only what resonates. Okay. The revolving door. The LARPer. The night owl. The taser. Ooh. There's something here about social distancing. This person doesn't really... I want you to know, pile number 3, that this person that you're channeling in today really doesn't like people, I want to say. This is someone that probably has like a more social presence, okay? I'm really feeling this with the LARPer. The LARPer's kind of giving me Page of Swords vibes too, okay? Especially, he's always just on the phone there too. Could be researching, could be, you know, dilly-dallying, memes, whatever, messaging the group chat, laughing about. But with the rest of the cards here, the Night Owl, especially the Taser, there is like this like distance required here, okay? Like a Danny's, not Denny's here, a Danny's at night. I mean, a lot less people, you know? I feel like this person, especially with the revolving door as the first card that came out, this person is becoming in and out of your life. And the reason why Spirit is telling me to describe who they are right now is because like they're not the same person that you had met once upon a time. Okay, they're a lot more laid back. They chill with the same types of people. They have like this routine set. It's giving me more homebody, connect through internet type thing. They could be gamers. I mean, we'll see what other cards come out here too. Concern. Joy, the comfort pet. Okay, danger came out in reverse with the revolving door. That's fascinating. My nose started itching. I'm gonna put these two together so these can play on some message, whatever needs to come out. And then we have whatever the heck that is. That is just, that's compost right there. That's nasty. What's that supposed to confirm? Moving back in. Okay. I just heard nooks and crannies. What is happening? All right, soul fam, let's dive on into what your person wants you to know right now. I just heard the song, Allow Me to Reintroduce Myself. My name is, okay, sorry. This person really likes their distance right now. I don't know what it is, okay? Because there's a lot that's actually kind of like blacked out. You may not have access to this person right now, or you may feel like you don't. And this person has done it for a reason. I don't think it's just with you though, Pile 3. To be completely honest with you. I started cleaning out my closet. Yeah, okay. Also, there's something about like rap music between you two, okay? Some sort of hip hop. This person is social distancing, hermiting, keeping to themselves. It's giving me a lot more homebody vibes. And if you have been wondering, by the way, especially with the intensity of this connection, okay? I still think you're the buffalo here. And there's a swan that's like reflecting something crazy onto you, okay? Like lots of healing. But that might also be why they keep their distance. Fascinating. Let me actually get a card or two about this. We're going to get the Fountain Tarot in here for you. Because I think that this person, Pile 3, is keeping their distance from you because they don't really want you to see them in any sort of way right now. I think that this person's like really healing a lot, and they also understand the intensity of this connection. And so with respect and not actually kind of scaring you off, they've taken a step back, right? I don't think that this is so much concerning, although people like might be concerned, you might be concerned, like why this person is kind of put caution tape, like do not freaking cross here. Like boundaries have been set. With the comfort pet here, this gave me like happy vibes, like immediately. Okay, maybe I'm biased, I don't care. Point is, they're soothing right now. They're dealing with something. And so that's what I want to pull for. Like, what is their cause for this distance right now? What came out? Okay, so we have the Four of Cups with the Lovers. They're finding a rebalancing within themselves. Could very well be, honestly, it's kind of crazy that the Lovers card came out here. Not solely only because there's a lot of love in this connection, although there honestly might be. You have the Knight of Swords here too. They think about contacting you, reaching out and stuff quite frequently. I did say the Page of Swords here, but the Knight of Swords, I mean, where is that? They're doing a lot of this dualistic work within themselves, and it has caused an immense amount of pain. I truly resonate with this person's energy. just, I'm not saying that I'm the one that you guys are channeling through, but the point that I'm making is, as someone whom is very willfully doing this human experience healing thing, and finding that balance within the level of awareness internally and externally takes a lot of work. And sometimes you hit on aspects of your life that cause for, well, the storm in your life to come through, right? And that is what hits upon longer than anticipated healing spouts, right? It could be through depression. It could be through intense anxieties. It could even be like chronic illness flares and things like that, right? Like oftentimes what isn't as fully discussed as I believe it should be, which the narrative is coming up to media more and more often. But nevertheless, the point is that all illness is unconscious, right? Like sometimes the things that we suppress within us make us sick, you know, and our body has us expel and release things in more unexpected ways, more uncomfortable ways, right? And I think that that's kind of where you two mirror each other, to be honest, with this release card here. Because I think whatever needed to be released, it was a painful cut. It felt like a jab. Like, I will tell you this, we're going to see also, like, how they feel about you shortly after this. But if I were to guess right now, like, there's still love there for you, pile 3, I would say. There's definitely curiosities here. It's a very mental kind of alignment right now, but the emotional detachment is definitely there. They've got their walls up. And because I was trying to allude to this like 3 times, but then my brain kept doing its thing. This person is no danger to you should they come back into your life or you into theirs. However it is, I don't know who's gonna message first, but however it is that things align, the moving back in, your attention keeps going here, pile 3. Maybe you did live together once upon a time. And now you can move in. Maybe if they had moved away or you had moved away, you're going to move back into like your hometown or like the same areas or something. It could be that they're literally, because it's cleaning out the closet. Maybe they're in the middle of a move right now. I don't know. But there's still so much of them that's hidden, you know? Well, that's interesting. So yeah, so they're backed away because, like I said, they're soothing, they're healing, they're processing some other stuff, and they're rebalancing. They've made the choice to do that. The Lover's card, as much as it's literally called the Lover's card, this is like that story of Adam and Eve and the apple and the choice. The Lover's card, Gemini, that it's about the choice. Do you eat it? Do you not? Do you buy it or do you not? And they are within themselves. And yeah, let's see how I'm trying to decide which way we should do it first. No, we'll tap in how they feel about you. I think we're going to continue using this fountain card. All right. How does pile 3's ex see them? How do they feel about them? At the point of this reading. Ooh. I heard fly out, so the last card will just, there it is. Yeah, this person definitely moved. 1000%. Maybe not 1,000, I mean everyone's different here, but for the most part. How does this person feel about you? I will tell you what, there's a lot of resistance here, okay? Which does make sense based on what it is that they wanted you to know, okay? I heard distance was required. They had to go on their own way and remove themselves from you. So I don't know who out of the both of you, it'll range per viewer tuning in here, Pile 3, who walked away from who first. But I think eventually it turned into an equal decision. That's not to say that this person doesn't look back and regret and wonder. And fascination, I just heard too. How they think of you. As far as your connection here on Earth in the physical realm, they think that you would complement each other very well, okay? The 6 of Coins comes on in here to offer really beautiful like balance and retribution, but like a healthy one, you know? It seems like this person, especially with the High Priestess here, they're really well aware that, I don't know, it's a very interesting feeling because it feels like you two want to be together and yet you're literally like worlds apart. And I don't know who's running from who. This person's definitely running though, but are you too? I had another song. You guys definitely communicate with like music or some shit. I had another song, Elliot something, Wait for You. Fascinating. I just heard turn this person inside out. They can't hide anything from you. This person actually sees their own intuition in you too, just in a different way. So this is where we take on more of a masculine or feminine role, like within a connection, right? But both still exist within us. Very interesting. I'm reading this both ways, so take it as it resonates, okay? For some of you tuning in here, they think that you would actually be quite saddened or terrified, if not even, about their intuition and what they know. They think that you have a lot going on too, pile number 3, that you would be, you wouldn't want them to know, but like knowing that they would know even if intuitively would kind of cause you to spiral, sort of. I don't know if that makes sense. On the other hand, they see their own intuition within you too, and they know that you're able to pick up their hella sadness and shit and whatever it is that they're going through, and so they keep their distance on purpose. And I just heard me too. So I think you guys do this shit to each other. I just heard one thing reflects another. Yeah, you two mirror each other in fascinating ways. But you deal with things differently. But you're both very, you two just, I just heard you complete me. No, you two just like, you get each other, you mirror each other. I don't know. There's so much balance that I'm feeling between you two. I'm very curious as to why you're running. This goes to the both of you. You know, from the outside looking in, I'm sitting here going like, what's happening? For why? Seems like a great connection. But sometimes, I mean, okay, no, I understand. Because like there's times that you don't want to heal in front of your person because you don't want to take them to a place, you know, or have them fucking spiral or fix you because you don't want them to fix you. You just want them to love you. But like the thing is though, is like you never know until you take that risk. And isn't that the whole point of love? Like true love, you know, like that unconditional love where it's not love without boundaries. It's just, but nope. Right now there's this like, I have to do what I have to do. I have to see what I have to see. And I need this space from you and me. I will say this though, that, okay, gunshot, what was that? Just want to see something here. This came out in reverse, yeah? They don't want to manifest you back in, pile 3, because they want it to be your choice. So they're keeping their space and their distance. They walked away. And it was really difficult to decide that too. I don't think you're an easy person to get over, pile 3, whether you know it or not. And I don't mean that to big your head up. I mean that, like, this person was like hurting for you too. No one walks away this far from what seemingly, honestly, this is some union shit, dude. To walk away from that takes love. And only very few people will actually really understand that statement. And it hurt me too. And I don't know if you guys both did that to each other, like, it's like a two-way self-sabotage. For what? Love has to do some crazy things, but it also does spark and catalyze this, like, awakening within self. And I think the both of you are simultaneously working on yourselves, whether it is to be a better person for the other or not, or just a better person in general, and then hope, maybe, that some sort of reconnection will happen down the line. I mean, patience and planning here is not a coincidence either. I think it's being reflected here. It's just, it's very silent. I would be very surprised if you guys are in contact, to be completely honest with you. There's way too much running. There's way too much, like, boundaries and, like, all of that, you know. The revolving door is currently, like, locked. But there's always this, like, alternate reality with this person that, like, I honestly think that you're their sunshine. I'd share the song, "Will you be my sunshine?" I think that's, like, how the lyric goes. I don't know. Very musical, pile 3. What else does this person want you to know about how they feel about you? Keep getting the question, will you wait? I don't know. I honestly don't know, pile 3, if your love story is over yet. I don't know. There's something that I think is, like, spiritually in the works, and I don't know. The magician here, like, the thing is, though, is, like, magician in the upright position can be a little bit manipulative. And the fact that it's in reverse, and there's just so much running energy. And there's here, I think one or both of you have a fear of each other's, or your, like, unified intuitive connection of some sorts. I don't know, but, like, intuition is, like, it's a big reservation. It's shit that requires more time. I think you could both literally see each other as equal yet opposite reflections of each other, and it is causing a whirlwind of a storm inside, and you're going, no, it's okay, you can just stay away. I got things to do. I'm over here, you're over there, you know? We'll see where the world takes us later, you know? But right now, it's like, it's, I don't know, there's like this, like, love you from afar kind of a thing, and that's what's just, I don't know, what's necessary, what's needed here. I don't know, what kind of rom-com y'all living in, huh? Pile 3. Does this resonate so far? Let me know with a comment, like, down below, please. I love connecting with y'all. Yeah, there's that Page of Swords coming out here with the Wheel of Fortune. I wouldn't be surprised. One of you are going to message the other out of nowhere. Okay? It's going to be an unexpected thing, even if you're the one to do it. Like, sometimes you just unexpectedly get the urge, you type something out, even if it's just a simple hey, and then you just... But I'm telling you, this Page of Swords energy, So either look out for the urge to message them or look out for the message from them, okay? You'll know whose turn it is. We got the Fountain card, okay? This is like a very power of now kind of energy, which you should read that book, by the way. Fool card, Six of Wands. There will be success if there's contact made here. I don't know, but I'm rooting for y'all, Pal 3. I don't know what y'all got going on, but I am rooting for you. Okay, this is the part where we read. And I promise you, I'm a great reader, but not while I'm channeling, so patience with me, please. Let's dive into what their higher self would say to you. I'm amazed of how well you understand my feelings without me saying a thing. Your heart is so warm that it melted mine. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Like, you can't make this shit up, dude. You just can't. Wasn't I talking about a telepathic, beautiful mirroring and communication? And telepathy, by the way, isn't always mental. Like, there's a way that you just understand each other, just being near each other, like you know. Maybe it's hypervigilance, sure. If we really want to, like, get down to the itty-gritty, there is a cause and effect for it, but the point is that it's a speechless connection between you two, even in distance. Holy. I'm starting to find balance between my financial and emotional life. I am more open to cuddle you, to hold you, and to kiss you. We have another Queen out here. So, like you, Pal 3, may or may not have been working out that masculine energy within you. And yes, you can be a feminine still working on her masculine. That's honestly, I did so much of that this year. Holy. Just healing my inner masculine. Wow. And what's really beautiful is that actually brought forward a lot more like male clients. So I actually got to see it more like firsthand too. Like men healing. Y'all, if you knew my history, it was a very healing experience to be a part of that. So just saying, if you're a man and you want to like tune into my intuitive therapy or something, KnmWitchery.com, just book a consultation with me, okay? Fill out your intake and we'll see if I'm a good fit for you, okay? Because I don't accept everyone because I want to make sure that we're a really good fit. So I don't know, whoever needed that, we're just going to go back to the reading here, okay? So what this person would tell you is you brought faith back into my life and now I'm trusting the higher power. Despite my past, I allow myself to feel loved and protected. Wow. The star is giving me distance here, but it's like reassurance within the distance too. This person's got love for you, lots of gratitude. And I love that everything that's coming out so far is a quote-unquote light card. Hopefully I didn't just jinx it, but we'll see if any shadow cards come out. What does Pile 3 need to hear? What does their ex want to say to Pile 3, please? Clear of all ego. Boom, there's another light card. Since I met you, my mind has expanded to many new ideas and ways of thinking, enhancing my brain power like never before. Okay. I mean, a lot of that Page and Knight of Swords energy coming back to the forefront here, right? Sparking new ways of being. You might honestly even be like this inspiration to want to be the better version of themselves for you. First of all, I'm gonna say that outside of like the emotional communication between y'all two, which is in freaking sane, by the way, the mental, like the sapiosexual connection. Mwah. 10 out of 10. I feel grounded in my emotions and I want to hold you. I'm not letting other things or people bring us down. I'm here for you. That seems to be really important for somebody here for sure, because this just kind of like glowed to me, okay? You might be wondering how their friends or their family or whomever may accept you. Regardless of what the answer is, this person is here for you, okay? And the fact that it actually came under the Queen of Cups, okay, this is a really beautiful match right here. why I'm hearing like vows or something. This person, like, y'all, can you invite me to your wedding? Like, I don't know if you will in the future, but just save this reading in a playlist and store it for a rainy day titled Invite Kat to Wedding. Because like my heart is just beaming here. It's giving me wedding vows. It's really refreshing to sit in this energy. The passion I have for you has opened my perspective to endless possibilities, and I must prepare to face the challenges. Yeah, this person is really like, it's not, okay, if there's any distance and like blockage from you, stop taking it personally. Okay, pile 3. I think it's, okay, it has nothing to do with you and yet everything to do with you. Like it's personal to this person to heal and go through whatever. And I will say that they hope you're likely doing the same thing too. And they're willfully ready to face all of those challenges, to really go through what it is that they got to grow through. And yet for some reason, the amount of love and appreciation for you guys just, I don't know, it's giving me cause and reason. What's Pile 3's ex want to tell Pile 3, please? What does Pile 3 need to know? I'm reading more about soft skills and emotions because I never had a connection like this and I want to be your stable partner. Damn. This person will learn you inside and out if they could. And maybe your connection is something insane, okay? If you're still here, yeah, you might be on a twin flame kind of a thing, you know? That's all I'm going to say about that. If that resonated. Ooh, we have 2 shadow cards that came out. We're going to accept these. Yes? I heard yes. Okay, I'm afraid to show you off because I feel you're out of my league and others will make fun of me or try to steal you from me. Okay, so there's some trust issues there, as well as I don't like to share myself with others. Interesting. I also hold on to things in relationships that do not serve me because I hate losing. Okay, so there's shadow self here. This is giving me an not avoidant. What's the other one? If you're not avoidant, you are anxious. Yeah, sorry. I always forget that one. I'm a disorganized attachment style, so honestly, this is actually giving me avoidant and anxious. So yeah, this person's all over the place. When you have a disorganized attachment style, okay, you're afraid of losing someone, so you kind of test them. Not my proudest moments, but it's one that I would share, you know, where the push and pull is actually, it's quite interesting because once someone with a more disorganized attachment style, now that's speaking from my own personal experience as one, once you pull away, like you're gone for like a while, you know. The anxious attachment comes in when there's a big form of love and stuff. So this is what I was saying earlier, that the amount of love that this person has for you is the reason why they're staying away. Because I think they're still healing maybe their attachment style. Can we dive into what they're healing? I just heard no. Oh. I just heard it's private. Okay, fine, no problem. I know it's annoying, but I am definitely one of those readers that abide by privacy laws, even by people that I do not know, because this is still a YouTube reading after all. The point is here is that even though they're blocked off, they're doing what they can to move on. Not just from you, but from whatever it is that they're going through. Yeah, like it's nothing but just like distance and like the least possible people, revolving door. That's you guys. You might have had an on and off relationship or something, right? Or maybe like you communicate on and off. Right now I'm hearing there's like a standstill. Yeah. The LARPer. There's more of that Page of Swords, Knight of Swords energy, and yet there's a block off here. Comfort pet, they're just soothing. This is crazy. It's crazy. Crazy. How are you guys resonating? How 3? I want to thank you for your energy today. Okay, because this is very unique to what I'm used to channeling, I would say. And for what it's worth, I don't know what lies ahead of you, soul fan, stranger across the screen and the interwebs. But for what it's worth, I really hope that this shit works out for the both of you, okay? And if there is a space between y'all right now, use it wisely, okay? Mirror what this person is doing, even though it might be triggering. Yeah, sometimes these kind of connections are incredibly triggering. And it doesn't matter how far away you are, even in distance. It's like you can feel each other right there. It's a really intense kind of a notion. And yet, being able to use your discernment enough to separate yourself from any limerence or any obsession and things like that, and focus onto yourself. Continue to heal yourself and yet still hold love if you, of course, still want to, because that's free will, okay? Even in something like a twin flame union, you're not guaranteed to be with that particular person. Sorry to all of the, many twin flame channels on YouTube that are bumping with subscribers that also offer a romanticized notion. Not everybody. There's some great actual readers on here with that topic in mind, but they talk about the reality of this connection, and it is one that very few people understand. Very few. But even if you don't resonate with this twin flame thing, okay, this connection, I just heard it's godsend. Interesting. I don't know. Two unlikely souls bring about so much healing and have so much love for each other, and hell, I don't think either one of y'all actually know it, but you can feel it. It definitely came through this reading today, so I hope you resonated. I think it's awesome. I think it's beautiful. I think it's also painful because, y'all have some patience and will for each other. I'll tell you that much. But hey, we got to respect the space and the need for separation. Sometimes that's actually that's often the whole point of twin flames and stuff too. I don't know what's with that label. If you guys resonate, again, let me know with a comment like below. Be sure to subscribe. You were also recommended pile number 4, so I don't know if you want to stay tuned and make your way on over there. But if I don't see you in another pile, I do hope to see you in another video. So thank you so much, pile 3, for chilling with me today. I hope you got whatever it is that you needed. And that's it for me, y'all. Thanks so much. Peace. Yo, what's up? What it do? Pile number 4. Happy to have you here. No idea what it is to expect, but this is going to be all about your ex. So remember, this ex could be an ex-wife, husband, partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, even an ex-best friend too. So behind these cards, we're actually going to get your impression and perception about this ex. Okay, so then we'll know for sure that this is your pile. Yeah, pile 4. All previous piles were unlike the other. So I'm really excited to dive into what you got for me today. Without further ado, let's just go in. Okay, so we have emotional withdrawal. Save these 2 for later. Spiritual strength. Base chakra. Fascinating. Fascinating. If you get drawn to another pile by chance, perhaps just go where your intuition takes you. Trust. Wow. We have raccoon and cosmic egg. That's crazy. Wow. All right. Let me even this out a little bit for y'all so you're not all loopy whoopy. Okay. Channeling in messages for y'all on this fine afternoon. This is somebody whom I would say that you're currently not in physical contact with, but I would be so daring to say that you might often dream of them. Unexpectedly so. They just might be on your mind steadily throughout the day, out of nowhere, boom, there they are. And it's just like, huh? So you might hear their name. You might think you see their face, perhaps maybe their hair in the crowd. Something reminds you of them. It could even be the place that you lived, and like your memories just do that thing that your brain does sometimes, you know, and you're just like, hey, like, can we just like focus on what's here? You get it, you get it. The emotional withdrawal here is a thing that's drawing me into what the X part of this experience is for you, okay? Because after all, this is someone that you're likely not in contact with. Somebody shut down. Maybe they shut down. Maybe you shut down. I think it's going to range per viewer in here, Pal 4, to be honest. When it comes to descriptors of the both of you, that's why I pulled these two cards, okay? So you may resonate with one or the other, or you have a mirror effect in both. But this is just a deeper, I guess, confirmation into what this is. Now, either yourself or your person might be hella spiritually inclined, okay? I'm talking about like natural intuitive abilities. This is someone that is very grounded in it. I'm gonna say that, okay? Very grounded in their beliefs. And I want to say that there's kind of like a too good to be true vibe that I'm getting from this particular person who would resonate with the cosmic egg in your equation here. Okay, it's giving me, what's her name? Oh my God, what's her name? Phoebe Buffay from Friends. If I was ever a character, I'd probably be her. In my own quirky way, naturally, but yeah, that's a character I definitely play. In real life, listen, it's someone that is so intuitively trusting that things just always end up working out in their favor. But they could sometimes get themselves in trouble too. It's like the snake biting itself, you know, or like wrapping itself around itself because it confused itself as a threat. Yeah, snakes are kind of silly like that sometimes. Very territorial, that could also be it. But very intuitive at the same time. Now this raccoon individual, they definitely like to behave. It's very interesting because the same thing came out in the last pile. The phrase work smarter, not harder. Raccoons are incredibly smart. I don't care what anyone says. They're just hungry little little fucks. Sorry, I know it's not YouTube appropriate to say words sometimes, but like, oh my goodness, I love them so much though. So our little trash panda here, something about Toronto too. I don't know. I got brought forward to my trash panda tarot. We're not going to use it, but this just kind of gives me Toronto vibes. Anyways, if you know, you know. Someone who definitely prefers to maybe withdraw. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if... Okay, so both can withdraw. Both preferably maybe like to do things alone. The raccoon more or less often than not, I would say. That made sense. Meaning that sometimes they would bring some friends along or something. I don't think the raccoon really likes to be alone so much. But they do like to be greedy in their own way. So long as whoever's coming along is up for a good time and an abundance of food that they will inevitably find, let's go. Hop in the car type of a thing, you know? I also think the raccoon, I'm really getting pulled to this emotional withdrawal energy, okay? So there might actually be like a crossover between these two energies, but like different levels of them. You know what I'm saying? Like one of you guys is more the cosmic egg than the other, whom is more the raccoon, but there's still a somewhat mix in there. This dark void of trust look, if I'm into really like practical spirituality, this thing, I would say that one individual is very in tune with their intuition and has that grounded. The other is not. And the reason why I'm saying is not is because emotions are part of the same brain that all of the spiritual stuff survives in, okay? That's your unconscious mind. Your beliefs, your values, they all stem from there. They all live in there. They all get brought in there. And then they just settle until it's time for us to be more consciously aware of them. When I'm going to assume one or the other, okay? Because I can't even actually point fingers anymore. Spirit's like, careful. And I'm like, facts. Both are going to be incredibly emotional. But one shuts down from them. Probably because they've shut down for so long that like feeling them would actually be quite painful. And so the trust comes in, okay? Both I think are learning from each other in different ways. I do like that the base chakra came out here, okay? Because there is a sense of security in this connection, regardless of the discomfort. Okay, I just got a cute message. Like, it seems like alone, you two are like really good as you are, but together, you'd be like a force to be reckoned with. Ooh, it's like a previous pile too. I'm seriously, I don't know. Are you drawn to another pile? You're pile 4. I don't want to give any spoilers, but like, shoot. There's another pile in here that I was like, I think you might actually not officially have this be over just yet. Like, you know, sometimes exes do come back, okay? And as long as I think you're different people or you understand each other in a different way, you know, where you're not repeating the exact same experience again, okay? You know, it's like quitting your job because you absolutely hate it so much and then 6 months later going to the exact same position under the exact same management, your exact same desk, and expecting a different outcome. Like, unless there has been a change of management or perhaps maybe a commute change or there's a pay upgrade, because duh, what's the difference here, you know? So in interesting ways, I think you two bring out some form of like power towards each other. And I'm gonna say this, y'all are both hungry, okay? The snake always just wants food too. Are you kidding me? The things a snake would do for an egg. Or whatever else they'll eat. There's a really big unknown here in this connection. That's for sure. And yet, trust is being highlighted here. And with this emotional withdrawal card, I do like that this individual is at least sitting in front of water, okay? Which is a symbol for, well, emotion and intuition. They're pointing themselves, praying forward to at least try, to at least want to. So I don't know who you are in this equation. Maybe you're a little mixture of both because y'all are, you know, you could be like the same person in 2 different bodies sometimes. Personality does that. But then how we react to things, that's usually where things really differ. No two people are ever actually the same. But similarities there are, okay? So whoever it is that you are in this equation, hang on to that. If this little part here has confirmed your connection and who you're channeling through today, let us continue. Because we got a lot more to go, dude. We got a lot more to do. All right, so what does your ex want you to know about them? We're going to channel in anything that's necessary for you right now, Pile 4. Okay? Anything you need to know about their life, their thoughts, their circumstances, any further confirmations for you about this connection, whatever it may be. 1, 2, 3. I heard stop. Okay, wow. It's a party. All right, so we have a piece of meat. We have the gamer. We have a dude with 3 faces. Amazon packages stacking up. Okay, so there's, okay, hold on. We have nausea. I was about to say, Someone might be traveling out here, or they're in deep avoidance. And now that we have this, I'm going to assume it's a plain chair, the poster. Ugh. Interesting that I had, okay. All right, well, let's see. This person might be very attractive, okay? So much so that maybe once upon a time they were just seen as a piece of meat, or they viewed others as such, you know? I don't know. There's something about a level of attraction about this person that you just think that they really get a lot of people, but they're not for everyone. But like those who are into this person, like, I don't know. Ooh, no such on that. Okay, I do know. There might be like this sense of silent competition or jealousy. Let's be honest here, Pal 4. You're tuning in for a reason. Okay, you watch your person if you could. I just heard unblock me, so some of y'all may be blocked. For the most of y'all, I don't think you actually are unblocked. I think you have full visibility into something, but it's to be done privately. It's to be done secretly. There is to be some form of an avoidance here. Okay? Now, I'm going to tell you this. This person that you're channeling into today, Pal 4, wants to tell you to get yourself together. Sorry, I laugh. Uncomfortable situations do that to me sometimes. Okay, this person's like, yo, you gotta quit smoking and take the damn trash out, okay? You're gonna feel better. There's something here, okay? This is a message from your person, and I'm really curious about like what their higher self would say to you too, because that's not even this part of the reading just yet. But it is what's coming through, okay? It could very well have been that in the past they wanted you to, let's say, quit smoking or something. By the way, it doesn't have to just be smoking. It could be any sort of hobby or habit that is just nasty to your overall well-being, okay? And there's no judgment there. I don't give a fuck if you guys smoke or whatever. It's not my life, okay? Just reading the cards here. Gamer, very interesting. I think you should go back to what makes you happy. I don't know. This person's just like full of advice to you. I don't know. Do what makes you happy. Go back to, let's say if you used to play video games or something, like I know we're adults and we're full of responsibilities, but like let's go back to that. Let's actually do the things that made our inner child happy. Why not? For me, it's walks. I used to be out in nature like a lot as a kid. And now in my adulthood, like I would love to just be in the forest and just like hang out there, sit, just look at the beyond. Like it's all such a great vibe for me. And my emotions and intuition actually kind of run free, which is very healthy in spaces that are a lot less required to be so like hyper vigilant, for example, you know? It brings me peace is what I'm saying here. What brings you peace? How for? Because your person wants to say that, like, you should do more of what actually makes you happy, okay? And I just heard you're not a piece of meat, so, like, they don't see you as just, like, an object. They actually care about you. So any sort of, like, judgments or something that would have happened in the past with this person, just know that it was actually out of love. Like, they weren't criticizing you at all. I just heard I loved you either way. What is this? This is it's a remix for you, Pal 4, because there's a lot of channeled message coming in from your person today. They see and know all versions of you, okay, and they mirror that in their own way too. It's like this person is kind of wanting to say that, like, I'm messed up too, okay, like, now I also heard you turned your head. So there might have been, due to any emotional withdrawal, whomever one of y'all had perhaps gone a different direction. This connection was a little bit too intense. It brought out too much out of both of you. Let's take accountability here. And there was mistrust, and so heads were turned. I think it's a combination of both of those messages, by the way. I think you two might have opposing attachment styles. Like one might be the avoidant, the other the anxious. If you have a disorganized attachment styles, oh, my condolences. Me fucking too. So don't worry about it. I get it. Healing is of the essence here, right? And I think whichever side you reside, whether you need to open up more emotionally or not, I think either way you have to. It would do you some really, really good, okay? This person, your ex, Power 4, would like you to go travel, to go see the world, to do something. There is like this thing with the nausea bag here, right? It's like, I know traveling makes you sick, but can you like get out there? Like, can you see the world? Okay, there might be a distance between y'all two. I'm not necessarily feeling that throughout this entire group, but of course, to whomever that does apply, take it or leave it. With the poster, this is giving me a very unique intuitive prompt here that won't resonate with everyone, but I'm curious who it will resonate with. Maybe you could drop a duck down below. That'll let me know. There's a place that you both either talked about, have visited once before and thus have a picture of, or it's a shared space. Like maybe you literally had a picture or a poster, or I'm hearing a magnet of this place, and so did this person. And the point is that there's a spot somewhere out there that you had once talked about visiting or visiting again. And to whom this applies, this person still wants that with you. It's still a place that's kind of just reserved either just for themselves or for you and them. Because, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of sensing also now more about this person. A lot of what it is that they're telling you, I think that they're actively doing themselves. And it's really interesting because now that I'm tapping more into their person, not just like their channeled messages towards you, they might be celibate. They might have taken themselves off the market. They might have really gone within too, locked in on something. It doesn't just even have to be gaming here. This literally looks like my desk. Just like add a bunch of tarot decks and shit all around. They might really be a homebody too. The stack of Amazon packages. We get a lot of packages through here. And they've given up a lot. I'm even seeing here, this isn't just like literal trash now. I'm hearing like fast food. I think this person has done their best to like get to know their body and do the best for their body, even though they're very aware of their own imperfections. Just relaying here to the third nipple on this card. I love this deck. It's a fascinating little thing. It's cute. The messages that come out of here are like, they're really different. I like decks like this too as an intuitive reader, okay? I'm speaking as an intuitive reader. I'm not a traditional reader by any means. Traditional tarot people would probably gasp the loudest gasp if I told them that I learned my deck in hours. I read through my card and I was like, okay, let's go. Invited my friend and read her to filth. It was amazing. But that's because my perspective is more intuitive than it is traditional, right? And it doesn't make one right or wrong than the other. It's just, you know, different vibes for different tribes. But to the point that I'm making here, cards like this that just have even minimal words, but just so much to work with that are so unique to like decks are just, yeah, they're fun for me. I enjoy them. Anyways, sorry, spiel over. I guess that's it for this part, actually. So, you know what? Let's see how they feel about you. We got some channeled messages from them. That's great. But now I want to get down to the itty gritty. I'm getting, am I getting pulled to that one? They might be out of this world. Okay, so I'm getting pulled to 2 decks for you. One is the Trash Panda again. Okay, so we're definitely sticking with that raccoon theme. I don't know who the raccoon is in your connection, but it's time to eat some pizza. I'm also getting pulled to the Horror Oracle. Okay, so we're gonna pull like one card from here. There might be a horror fan. Merry Halloween for those of y'all who like love spooky season along with me. Do you like my nails? Yeah. I don't know, Pal 4, you guys are kind of feeling like a best friend to me or something. As much channeling as I'm doing here for y'all, it's also feeling like very comfortable. Like I just want to like hang out with y'all. Anyways, we have Suspicion. What movie is this? Hold on. If only they would have incorporated the name of the movie in here too. That would have been helpful, I would say. Okay, so Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Don't be trapped by old concept. There are times when it can feel like everything, those around us, even society at large, is changing at a disorientating pace. Cosmic disorder introduced to the way we thought life would always be. Holding on to our individual perspective can be exhausting, and the temptation to give in can be overwhelming. Is this the new way of thinking really so bad? Just for being new? What is happening? Keep a wary eye on how things are evolving. Look, I don't know what this movie or what any of this has to do with it. Maybe you're just suspicious of this connection, okay? Maybe they, since this is how they feel about you, maybe they feel you're suspicious about them. I don't know. And also, my bad for the way that I read all of that. Something that I also explained in all the other piles is that when I'm channeling, a lot goes on energetically around me. And so, like, my eyes aren't exactly as focused on like words, and I'm like guessing the words as I don't know. Point is, reading while channeling is something I cannot do personally. Okay, 10 of Pentacles. I just heard you're home. Ew, why are we getting so cute here? Sorry, I didn't mean to say ew. Okay. How much are we pulling in here? Apparently we're doing a lot for y'all. Okay. That's fun. So we got the 10 of Pentacles, the 2 of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, the 9 of Wands, the 3 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, the High Priestess, and then we have the Justice. What's Christ say? You see everything. There you go. All right. What's under here? The 7 of Swords. Huh? 8 of Wands. Interesting. Okay. No peeking. Apparently this has the bottom cards have nothing to do with this reading. So Spirit's like, can you not? Suspicion. So either this movie literally has something to do with your connection or not. I don't know. You just might be confused about how this person feels about you because I would say that there is a lot blocked off between you two. There's definitely been a lot of lack of communication, but how it is that they feel about you at this point of this reading, you were always kind of like home to this person. I'm gonna tell you this. There's still, you might actually be connected more so in the astral or something. You might really feel each other in unexplainable ways. There's an intense connection here, okay? They might have that about you, okay? And they might actually feel that you can feel them too. And here's the thing, the fact that there's so many pentacles here, there is this, I want to say hidden desire right now, okay? To actually like build that life with you. I think they're at this point right now in this junction of their life that with or without you, and this might sting to hear, they're good. okay? With you, they would be good. Without you, they would be good. And right now, I think Spirit is kind of presenting them with an opportunity to repeat or to reflect. Interesting. And they've chosen, I believe, reflection. Especially with this Knight of Swords tagging in here, okay? This is a really big mental play, and things are coming at them very quickly. They're noticing a lot of things about your connection, about yourself, about how things were in the past, for example, why understanding reactions a little bit more, the things that were unspoken are kind of coming out to light. And I think that this person, I do want to kind of say that they can hear your thoughts or you theirs. I don't know. There's some sort of like interesting telepathic connection between y'all. If you've known each other for like a long time, or you truly believe that your connection is really as deep as it is, which honestly, I think so, especially with those primary cards, right? With that spiritual card as well as that emotional, what was it? Withdrawal, right? Like this connection might actually be so deep that y'all need to actually back away from each other because it feels so intense. It's very overwhelming. And spirituality, again, correlate and work through our emotions too. So stop looking at emotions, to whomever this may apply, as like a weakness or something. It is the absolute opposite. It's the most human thing you can do. And nowadays, more than not, being human it's needed and it's incredibly powerful. Okay. Anyways, sorry. Before I fall into a whole believe in yourself rant, just believe in yourself, okay? So how do they feel about you? You know, I said before that they might like travel or something, and they wish for you to see more of the world too. I do definitely think that there is a distance between y'all, okay? With a 9 of Wands here, though, too, it's like, I'm gonna play into this card now. It's like this person's blocking all of your suspicions about them by just like giving you space and watching you from afar. I would say still yearning for you in some regard, but they're balancing out some of their own stuff here too. With the Justice card here, they're very trusting in the spiritual connection of this thing. You might be the raccoon. Pile 4. If I was to take a whack at it right now, especially because I got pulled to the raccoon deck for you and this is what they think of you. They want you to open up. You have such a hard guard. They might see and feel you calling out to them, wondering about them. You could literally be oceans apart or like seas apart. There might just be a big body of water in between y'all. Or there's just like spots. I don't know. I think that each of you have like a spot in this world, or like anywhere that you are. I know it's itched on that. Anywhere that you are, you find a spot that is just for you and your thoughts of your person. And they do that too about you. It's a very like long, lustrous, unspoken desire between y'all two. I don't know what the heck that's all about. And it has a lot to do with like big bodies of water. Yeah, I think that like when you are feeling disconnected from either one of each other, you go to a body of water and then somehow just feel more connected. I also heard something about sunrises and sunsets. So one of you might rise with the sun, and upon seeing the sunset, you think of this person. And that person, let's say, I don't know, they see more sunsets in comparison, but every single time they see a sunset, they think of you, right? So there's this sunrise, sunset component to this too, for some reason. I don't know. It's a very nature-esque spiritual connection that like, despite all of the, the materialness here, okay? It's definitely that root chakra, I will say, okay? Pentacles are like the human body. It's the tangible experiences is what we have, right? It's what we're very conscious of. It's we can have it, we can hold it. It's very real. And this person knows that you're incredibly grounded. And they want you to know that you're safe with them. I don't know, like there's maybe whomever is the most emotionally withdrawn has their own misconceptions around emotions or spirituality or a belief system or something. You guys could have been raised under completely different, like maybe one is religious and the other is spiritual or something, right? Like there might be like a core belief difference between y'all two. And so there might be some suspicion here. I don't know why this card needed to come out. Like, I don't even use this deck for any of that. I was actually kind of thinking about pulling out these cards and like watching the related horror movie with you guys. You know, like some like movie reaction. Here I am like buddying it up with you again, Pile 4. What's up with that? But anyways, I think that would be a cool idea. And just use this deck to like, you know, because I have not seen this movie. So I don't even know how to relate it to your overall situation. But maybe you do, because it's for you more than it is for me. That's for sure. So, random message here about like finances. They don't love you or want you for your money either. Just so you're aware. I don't know what that was about. Interesting. Should I pull some more cards here? What does this person... I am getting pulled to another deck. Look at you guys go. Alright. How does Pile 4's ex feel about the viewer? My nose is really itching, by the way, and it's driving me nuts. I have no idea who this is. I heard no. Oh, which one was it? This one? Yes. Oh my gosh. All right, digging we go. Boom. Forgiveness. Crazy. Wow. Let me see who this Maktub person is. My bad if I mispronounced that. Probably did. It is not life that's complicated. It's a struggle to guide and comfort a life. Go with the flow is a piece of advice that may feel difficult to wrap our brains around, especially when things feel particularly challenging. How can we flow with the current of life when we may constantly feel as though we are treading water, attempting to avoid the riptide? Back to the riptide. Anyways, listen. Y'all can take a little screenshot of this if it decides to focus. Can you focus, camera? Are you focusing? Focus. All right. Y'all do your thing with this. There's a whole other page. If that will resonate with you, I'm sure it will for some of y'all. To be honest, I'm too high up channeling for this. So, yeah. But a big commonality, I would say, is about trust. This person forgives you for something, but they also want to have the opportunity to receive an apology or offer the apology. I don't know. That will range for the both of y'all. I wouldn't even be surprised if both of y'all have to forgive each other for something or other. I heard even in distance when I picked up and channeled through on this direction card here. So Pile 4, regardless of where it is that y'all move around this world, seemingly going in life in completely opposite directions, you're actually coming closer together. This is this is that more spiritual concept, that like distance and time. That's the illusion here, you know. It's very apparent to me that there is a very deep attachment, connection, and understanding between you two. And every step that you take, even though seemingly consciously we could be like, but they're over there and I'm over here, you know, it's like we're so far apart. That's the conscious understanding of it. But when we go into the unconscious, that's spiritual. And we realize that even in that distance, like they're right next to me. That might actually spark some of that emotional, like the lump in your throat type of thing. Feel that, let that out, okay? Even if it's just like 3 tears rolling down your cheek dramatically, like an R&B freaking, you know, music video, just let it out, because that's better than in. You're still headed in the direction to actually come together. Plus whatever Maktub's messages were further. Okay? So yeah, and forgiveness is a big play here. One or both of you are going to open up these doors and have a more mature conversation. I will say intuitively, I don't think your story is over just yet. I think you got a long ways to go, if I can be fairly honest with you. But I think that this reading offered y'all some of the confirmations that you at least needed. We're still not done yet, though. Okay, we're going to dive into what their higher self would say to you. Okay, so if we clear out all of the ego, to be fair, I think for the most part, this person is incorporated a lot of their higher self into their physical human embodiment. Because a lot of this reading and what they sent forth for you today was very much, I would say, sent with love and understanding and such too. In other words, like from the higher self. I'm not going to clear out the rest of all of this. Still shuffling here. What would their higher self say to them? I'm amazed of how well you understand my feelings without me saying a thing. Your heart is so warm that it melted mine. That's a telepathy coming through, right? That came out as the first card in another pile too. I'm less resistant to your love, and I feel pushed to take action and follow my heart without any hesitation. And there's that 8 of Wands, so that's very quick moving energy, okay? Very quick manifestations. Sans resistance, okay? And again, despite you seemingly leading in completely different directions, following their heart and taking action on where their intuition is taking them, even if it means taking the long road. I mean, the long road perceivably may actually be a shortcut. Do you ever consider that? Consider it now, okay? Ooh, we got a shadow card. Okay, I get very triggered when you have different views than me, and I take everything too personally, getting easily offended. Okay, oh, there you are, sorry. Yeah, the 5 of Wands. So there is this ego battle here, okay? I think we're going to take this as exactly as it is, okay? The lack of trust here within y'all both sometimes lead to some misunderstandings. My nose just itched on that. And again, you guys have to go different routes to get to the same place. I'm afraid to show you off because I feel you're out of my league and others will make fun of me or try to steal you from me. Okay, so there's that good old piece of meat comment coming through. They think you're really highly attractive, okay? And maybe with their own flaws and perceptions of self, okay, like we all have, by the way. One or both of you might be mirroring this out of each other and might feel perhaps to be inadequate or too ugly or too whatever it might be, okay? Which is just silly because once you love someone, I don't really think it matters that much. My throat chakra is like banging up right now. So this person might really be struggling to actually want to say a lot of these things to you. So with all due respect, and of course, this comment is just from a random girl on YouTube. What the heck do I know about your situation? But I wouldn't hold your breath on any sort of conversation unless you out of nowhere decide to like break the silence, because it won't be from this person. I'm gonna tell you that. Spiritually, they're very connected to you. Okay. But they're aware of the emotional impact that they have on you, and they don't want to be a hurricane in your peace either. I don't know. There's something here. You know, when you really care about someone, and you just want them to feel peace, but you just know in your heart, or so your ego tells you, that like you would bring nothing but chaos into this person's life, so you just have to move away from them because it's like you don't want to bring them into your mess. Yeah, it's kind of giving me that. And when we do that, we kind of raise someone on a higher pedestal than us. And that's a very false conception of this connection, I would biasly say. Or unbiasedly, whatever. I don't know. I'm just a third party mix in this, okay? I'm just reading a bunch of cards. And yet, feeling this connection between y'all, there's certain deep wounds that are being hidden from each other and yet still communicated in forms that are not verbal. You guys tell each other so much through your intuition, through dreams. Maybe you get confirmations like this, like through other tarot readings, and you're like, I know that that's my person talking to me right now. You know? Or I don't know, whatever it may be. I think it gets down really unique, so I'm not going to spoil what is just yours and your partner's. But, oh, and songs. That's another one, a common one. The rest is just personal that you would know. So yeah, let's see what else we got. I am now able to maintain a calm reaction under stressful events. Each day I feel closer to you and ready to start a healthy relationship. We have Temperance in here, right? Temperance, this is my the Lord is with you kind of card, okay? Like you've got an ancestor, an angel, a deity, whatever and whomever it is that you believe in, okay? Even if it's just the universe, okay? Just energy, just coincidence, whatever your beliefs are, you're feeling as though you are protected. And this person is very much learning the same in their own right as well. And there's still this like undercurrent of reassurance, I want to say, that's coming from spirit in this particular message here, because it's like you both are very uncertain and distrustful of the human reactions that you're having about each other, and yet you're safe. You're safe to express it with yourself or something. I don't know, there's such hesitation and like wonder about you both. I don't like to share myself with others. I also hold on to things in relationships that do not serve me because I hate losing. So there's that attachment of anxiety coming through. Or it could be avoidance too, because yeah, this person might honestly be celibate. And okay, I don't want to boost your ego here. I generally don't think it's for you, pal four, okay? I think it's for themselves. Like they don't want to share their mind, their heart, their body frivolously, words. Mm-hmm. I think when this person gets into a commitment, no one should take that lightly, because they hold things very close to their heart to an almost self-sabotaging degree. I had a rough childhood, so I easily start thinking the worst case scenarios. I know most are illusions, but they feel so real. There could be some abandonment wounds coming through about this person, which is why they run, which is why they keep their distance, which is why they and or both of you, because I'm peeking this from you as well here, Pile 4, that you just might not feel worthy or deserving or feel as though what you have to offer will be enough, because what you're dealing with is very heavy and very deep, and vulnerability gets scary sometimes. But I think it's worth diving into a little bit more with you both. I really do. I did hear my snaps. So in conclusion here, you'll have a very interesting connection, one that is very astral. No, I don't believe that this is like a delusional type of connection, although I will state, just out of kindness of my heart, and any sort of warning, to be mindful of limerence, okay? Yes, sometimes connections with people really can run this deep, and sometimes it's psychological. Sometimes we hang on to people and things that we're meant to actually let go of, but we haven't yet learned the quote-unquote lesson that it's teaching us, okay? So perhaps maybe ask yourself, and this will lessen any suspicions you have around this connection or this person. What's your next step here? What is it teaching you? You know, these are 2 questions that you can journal about or just meditate about, ponder about. What's my next step? What is this teaching me? This person, this experience, this memory, what's it teaching me? What do I got to take from this? You know, do the reflect thing versus repeating toxic behaviors or reactions, okay? This is their advice to you. This is their action that they've done on themselves, and this is what they see and hope that you would do too. That part's up to you, though, okay? Free will is definitely a big component to my readings. I don't care if people believe in it or not, respectfully. I do. And there's a lot you can do. Like, you know the phrase, where there's a will, there's a way. Well, yeah. So be mindful, I guess, of the direction. Pardon my throat chakra. Anyways, that's it for me I on this one before I shut down even more. I want to thank you so much for being here today, Pal 4. What a ride this was. Very interesting. Thanks for getting to know me too, I guess. If I don't see you in another pile, I do hope to see you in another video, or perhaps maybe SoulFam Saturdays / Sunday, where I could actually read your energy. Wherever it is that I hope to reconnect with you, I do hope that I have the opportunity to, because you guys are really great. So thanks for being here. Please like and comment any sort of resonances you may or may not have had. And that's it. That's it for me. Thanks so much, Pal 4. Peace.